And get up, let's go, rise and shine, let's start the day, all that shit. Come on, no time to mess around. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, it's the 4th of June, and we have a lot to get into. I'll introduce you to our guests this morning in just a moment or two, and tell you what else we have planned for you for the rest of this week, and a couple of interesting, exciting things that are on the horizon as well. So, let's get going. First thing you need to know is that we have someone new in studio. He says he's never been on a podcast before, and I can't believe that because there are a billion podcasts, and they're interviewing everyone. If this is genuinely your first time, I'm delighted to be the person who introduces you to podcasts, but I fear by the 20th time you do this, you're going to be wishing you never had. His name is Libo Njomba. He is a multifaceted South African personality. He gained recognition as a finalist in the Big Brother Mzansi Season 3 in 2022, which doesn't feel that long ago, actually. He was born in, don't hold this against him, Uitenhage. Later, he was based in Johannesburg, and Libo's diverse background includes roles as a salesperson and personal trainer, IT graduate. He's like the rest of us in South Africa. You got to hustle, man. You got to do 10 different jobs.
Yep.
And I know our other guest has no problem with having a bunch of different jobs too. He's a comedian, he's a writer, he's a performer. He is Virgil Prins, and he's been on the show before.
Thank you.
Nice to see you, Virgil.
Yes, it's good to be back.
Yeah, so how you gents? You good?
Fantastic.
We're nice. Coming to your podcast, the tough part is always the morning.
Oh, yeah, and we apparently the last time you were here, Virgil, was like June last year.
Yeah.
So that means we only invite you in winter. So you've never been here when it's pleasant.
No.
You come here in the dead, the cold, the dark, you know?
But I try to cheer you up when I'm here.
You do, and you did it last time. I recall. So listen, the thing that didn't cheer me up this morning, and I'd like your comments on this, it's an all-guy show today, so we can be real. I don't know what happened on the highway this morning. It was extremely slow. One of the reasons we're starting late this morning is because I ran in here at just after 6. There must be a lot of women driving around this morning. They were all driving extremely badly, and I thought, what is the explanation for this? And then almost in the voice of God, I heard, oh no, it's definitely women.
Yeah.
So women drivers out there in their numbers today causing havoc. So everybody else just be extremely careful, all right?
Especially the old ones.
Oh, my God.
The old women
everybody
drivers.
always says you must respect the elderly.
Yeah.
I say once you reach, I don't know, let's give everyone a good innings. Once you reach 80,
Yeah.
there is no reason you should ever be on the road.
Even from
behind the
70,
wheel.
we should start retiring.
Even 70,
yeah.
maybe. I think you should certainly have your license checked out at 70.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, you should be given the eye
I believe
test.
that's
You
so.
should be given
Yeah.
a general, like, slow reaction test.
Yeah.
Like, you know, each Nissan Chi.
Yeah.
They should give these people something and see how they react to it. Because, I don't know, an old gran, there was one couple of days ago driving in front of me where she was behind the dashboard.
Yeah.
I don't know how she saw over this thing.
She's seeing you through the steering wheel.
And this old bitch was going on at like 50 kilometers an hour.
Damn.
Where everyone else is maybe
Doubling.
60 to 80.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
And the thing is, one thing I like about those old people is they always blame, or they always shout at you. Have you ever caught them shouting at you and you see them doing this and you're like, but you are the problem.
So you just take the gun out. So what?
I think it's this thing what they cause what's this thing called? Phantom traffic.
What?
Oh, snap.
When the traffic is congested and for no reason.
And it's one person.
You get in front and you find out this guy or this woman is driving at 30 k's per hour on the
Yeah.
highway
Yeah.
without a care in the world.
Yeah. No,
You
they're
even
on
give them
they're
the
on a
stare.
Sunday
They
drive.
just-
Listen, I've seen a lot of that though, hey?
Yeah.
You know these Uber drivers?
Yeah.
When they're not on a trip,
Yep.
Yeah.
also.
They always find themselves on the fast lane for some
No
reason.
way.
But what's worse about them is that what happens is they lost after time. So after time they're lost.
Yeah,
so they're
that's right.
looking at the GPS.
Exactly.
They're trying to find the
No, paying
location.
no attention to this.
So now they're like in the second to fast lane, trying to find the next off ramp, driving as if they were in the fourth lane. So it's a very
Yeah.
awkward situation.
But you know, I always ask myself, whether it's old people, Uber drivers, whether it's everybody else, there's no category of people here necessarily that's to blame, except the category of people whose parents didn't raise them properly.
Yeah.
I don't understand this thing of people getting in the way.
Yeah.
I used to just get claps when I was in the way.
Yeah.
If you were standing somewhere where there were people moving,
Yeah.
my mother or my father would grab me and say, "Get out of the way."
Yeah.
Don't parents tell kids that anymore?
No.
I don't
Get
think so.
out of the way. Because you see these adults who don't know that they're in the way. They have no idea.
Yeah.
They're blissfully unaware that that old lady, she doesn't know that she's in the way.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have thought the war would have taught her something, you know? Fuck's sake. Beaver says, "Good morning, all." Hey, Beaver.
But you
It's always
get
good
that.
to hear
I've seen like recently I
some
watched
beaver.
those clips where people would even walk onto a track while the race is happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This
And
is
they're
what
like,
I'm
"Who's
talking
this
about.
idiot?"
It's like zero self-awareness.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was somebody walking their dog in the road the other day, but in the road. I'm
Yeah.
like, you and your dog are gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully you before the dog. The dog's like, I told her.
Well, I hope the dog can get away, because you almost feel sorry for the dog that it has to be around an idiot like that. Okay, so let's get into some very important things. I'm going to ask you guys a bunch of questions just now about what you're all up to, but I do want to get this off my chest. So allow me a little rant quickly.
Okay.
That was just a warm up.
Okay, let's go.
Drivers. So I'm going to play you a clip of Meghan Markle just now.
Okay.
This woman she's insufferable. Everybody knows that. She's been doing this show with this other terrible person. I don't know how this person. Apparently, she's invented a makeup line and she sold it for hundreds of millions of dollars.
Okay.
The person who's interviewing Meghan. And the two of them sit there, and I've never heard two people talk so much shit in my life. And I need you to see the clip. Have you got the clip ready?
Let's go.
Okay. As soon as that's ready, I want them to hear it, because I don't want to be the only one who is filled with hatred this morning. I want everyone to experience this so they can also have some hatred on their
Meghan
minds.
Markle.
Oh, yeah. Well, have you seen anything to do with her lately?
She used to be so hot.
She was in Suits. That's
was
where she
mad
should have
hot.
stayed. That's where she
Yeah.
should have stayed. She was very good on Suits. She was good eye candy. Wasn't a particularly bright character. She didn't do or say anything interesting, but she looked good.
She looked very
There's
good.
value in that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Some people look good, and that's enough.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you. By sheer genetic luck, you've turned out to be hot as opposed to ugly.
Yeah. Just fit
You
for
have
the
a
team.
chance to use that to your advantage.
Yeah.
When I see a beautiful person, I say to them, "You hit the lottery."
Yeah.
And they go, "Huh?" And I go, "You look amazing. You're just beautiful to look at."
Yeah.
They go, "Why did you say I hit the lottery?" And I go,
Oh.
"Because you don't actually have to work.
Yeah.
People will pay you to do stupid shit like hang around
Yeah.
just because you're beautiful.
Yeah.
So use it. Do it." And that's what Meghan should have done. But let's move on to
Yeah.
the new Meghan, who thinks that she thinks she's a source of great wisdom. And she, along with this other absolute cretin of a human being, they are discussing shit. And listen to how deep and profound they get in this clip. This is, if you wanted inspiration this morning, have you come to the right place?
don't know yet.
Yet.
I'm not sure.
I was just going to say that applies to every adult. That applies to me.
Yeah, like
Yeah, yet.
I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Yet. My business hasn't gotten traction. Yet.
Yet.
No one's picked up my book proposal. Yet.
Yes.
I haven't found my soulmate. Yet. Everything
Yet.
is yet.
The power of yet.
Power of yet.
So what was that all about?
Exactly.
What's going on?
No one is, and it's all like problems no normal people have. No one has picked up my movie script yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
And by the way, that other person, that Lima Pina Peru, whatever her name is.
I don't know her.
No, you don't have to. That butterball. She sold her makeup line. You know, there are a lot of stupid women in this world who are buying that kind of shit. From someone who looks like that,
Yeah,
you should be
because
ashamed of yourself.
I want to see her after look. That's obviously her before.
Oh, that's her after she's used tons of her own product. What are you talking about?
Then
Just go back and freeze frame on her. Let's talk about her for a little bit, because at least Meghan's nice to look at.
She is. She looks a bit rough around the edges. but
Meghan?
yeah.
No,
She looks
dude.
like she just woke
No,
up.
I think she's gone for that. I'm not wearing too much makeup. Oof.
Oh,
Yet.
yeah. That's a tomato.
Very toothy, very
facey.
yeah, like a big wide face, like a head like a pig, you know.
Okay.
That's her name, Jamie Kern
Now I need
Lima.
to really know her personality now.
All right,
Why-
so the reason I bring this up,
Yeah.
and I want to hear what you guys think of this, especially because it's your first time here. All right, so not you, Virgil, but yours, Lido. So there are, and I've been a massive supporter of podcasts for, it's been a decade. Okay, probably a little over. I used to listen to podcasts already 5 to 6 years before that. So we're talking a good 15 years. I've been telling people podcasts are amazing, and they are.
Yeah.
But I think it's enough now. I think we should just declare no more podcasts. No one is allowed to start a podcast anymore. No,
Yeah.
if you haven't already, too late, because I see all these people who have no business being in podcasts.
Yeah. I've
You
seen
know
some
why,
before.
Virgil? You know why?
Why?
Well, this hurts me. Because that clip you just watched is evidence
Yeah.
that what people do is they listen to someone else doing a podcast or they watch a podcast like this show
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they go, that looks easy.
I can do that.
They're talking. And talking is easy. I can talk. I learned to talk at a young. No,
Yeah.
you have nothing interesting or insightful to say. You are not wise and filled up with info. You are not particularly intelligent. You're not doing anything that anyone else isn't doing that's extraordinary. You're just a very normal, ordinary person, and you don't need a podcast. We don't need anyone to listen to this podcast because at the moment, it almost feels to me like there are more people making podcasts than there are people listening to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's enough, right?
It is enough.
Don't you think we should just declare a moratorium?
Yeah. License
No.
from this point.
With peace and love, I beg you, no more fucking podcasts.
Podcast out. I think
Right?
from now on you need a license, a podcast license.
Well, not from the government because they tried that with everything else. But yes, I'll be the authority.
yes.
Come to me.
The panel.
Right. I will issue licenses only for like 1 out of every 2,000 podcasts that
Yeah.
apply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'll
there must
say-
be space in your niche. We must like, okay, your niche does have space for a podcast. You are in.
Like-
Your
which-
niche
which
already has
areas-
3.
Which
You're
areas are
out.
super niche enough that you think they deserve a podcast? Because there can only
I
be a
don't
few
know.
left.
You know what? I think there's so many of them simply because there's just different personalities out there. So they're trying to.
We don't need to know them all.
They just,
Have you ever walked into a room? Do you remember being at school and there were, 30 people in your class with you?
yeah.
And 20 of them you didn't need to be friends with.
No. Or talk to even.
Or talk to, or even know anything about them.
Yeah.
There was this one girl in our class. Nobody knew anything about her because she was so boring.
Yeah.
She had nothing to say. Her homework was always done.
Yeah.
She wore the same hairstyle every time at every school,
Yeah.
every school day, every year. She had been there in that class with us through the whole high school.
Yeah.
We didn't know anything about her.
And I bet she has a podcast.
I'll bet you she's
now.
got a exactly.
Yep.
It's just enough, guys. Like,
Bet she's like, hey
don't
guys,
don't
I'm
you agree?
Lisa.
Really? Meghan has about 15 burner Twitter accounts, and she comments on critical posts. She also uses her podcast to comment and hit back at her critics. Oh my God!
What?
This woman needs something to do in the mines. Put her in the mines.
I thought she won at life when she became the princess.
Yeah, exactly. You would
Yeah.
think, right?
You think
And-
that's where the
done.
story
I
ends?
mean,
Yeah.
most girls would be happy with a deal or no deal gig.
Yeah.
Remember when she had that?
yeah. You think it's happily ever after that, but it's clearly
No,
not.
she's absolutely doesn't look like one of the happiest people I've ever seen. Wow. Don't know about you.
She doesn't.
No.
She doesn't. She actually kind of looked happier when she was still in Suits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's almost like how many kids are raised with the idea that if I were especially young women, they're like, oh, if I the fairy tale is the princess, right? That's the fairy tale. That's when they live happily ever after.
Yeah.
And then this one actually becomes a princess.
And then-
now she's sitting on a podcast with some fat chick moaning about her life. It's like that's not what princesses are
With a
meant to be doing.
peasant. She's chilling with a peasant.
Yeah, with a peasant. That woman's a peasant. You're absolutely right. You could park a Boeing between her two eyes. She's almost got her eyes on the side of her head. They're so far apart. She's like a lizard.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because she's sitting there with Meghan, who's not so bad looking. All right. Gareth, you don't know how hard it is for Meghan to be a princess, says Slippery Pickle.
Must be tough.
Yeah.
Must be tough.
She doesn't spend much time in that castle, though, right?
They don't have a castle anymore.
So she's just living in an apartment like a normal
No,
person.
they've got a big house in Montecito, but they're sponging off of someone. I think that Tyler Perry gave them a house.
Oh, snap.
Because they're such sponges. They
Yeah.
refuse to pay for anything. I remember when they flew from Canada to America once, Harry posted this video of them on a private jet. And we knew it wasn't his.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, a very good friend lent us this private jet. You're like, you parasite.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you just fly with your little family that you're so proud of? Why didn't you just fly either in a normal airline,
Yeah.
you know, or hire your own plane?
Yeah.
You don't have no money.
Yeah, like the colonial air base.
What a lot of bullshit.
Because they've
right?
got a lot of money, right? The royals have all our years of
If
land
he hadn't
money
pissed off his whole family, he would have
Yeah.
no financial concerns.
at all.
I mean, they've got like 300 or 400 people in that royal family who are still hanging on. People like the Duke of Kent that they wheel out at Wimbledon once a year. That's all he
Yeah.
has to do is go out at Wimbledon, and he gets like a stipend.
Yep.
You don't see him in the unemployment line at. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
it's
have
just
to- you have to do the
unbelievable.
wave.
And Harry would have been. He would have had to get dressed up every now and then.
Yeah.
You know, go out there, salute the troops.
Yeah.
Do an interview every now and then. You know,
Yeah.
little tiny jobs, things that you guys probably have to do and I have to do every day.
Yeah. And not get paid.
And not get paid.
Yeah.
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 And he would get paid.
Yeah.
What a stupid
Like
idiot.
the king in Swaziland is the last real king.
Last absolute monarch, yeah. That's King,
I'm interested
Swati.
in what
King
he's
Swati.
doing.
yeah.
Because that's some real king stuff. He can do like off with the head.
Ooh. Yeah.
He can
yeah.
still do that.
Yeah.
I don't think
I'm
Eric
glad
can
you guys are
say.
here to witness my nose blowing this morning. It's so much fun. So I started feeling sick on Monday, and I tried to beat this thing in one day. I'm getting there. I'm almost there.
Yeah.
But I realized like it's the early morning
Yeah.
that gets
Yeah.
me like, who cares? I don't know why I'm telling you this. It's so boring.
But there's a flu this year that struck everybody at exactly the same time, which is so very
Wow.
interesting to me.
I heard. Well, usually isn't that how it works? It like goes around.
But
like
everyone got
a-
it like on exactly the same
It's
day.
seasonal, right?
Like I called people one day, everyone was fine. 2
Well, we-
days later, everyone was
We're
ill.
trying to work out who patient zero here in the office is because it isn't me. You guys tried to tell me, is it
declare it.
Senna or is it Georgina? It's 100%
Come
Senna.
on,
So
Senna.
Senna produces the Let's Talk Man show, which is with doctors, for heaven's sake.
Yeah.
She's got like 10 doctors that she can ask every week about, oh, should I stay at home? Because otherwise I make everyone sick.
Yeah.
And she comes to work, and now everyone in the office has been sick. She took Allergex.
Oh
for her flu.
my word! So what is she asking these doctors
I
while
don't
she
know.
has the
But
opportunity?
I'm starting to question the doctors, actually. You know? All right, so let's talk about you, Libo, because I made fun of the fact that you were born in Uitenhage, which is like, because PE is shit, but like Uitenhage is like the PE of PE.
Shitty.
Yes, I was born in Uitenhage. I was born there. I grew up in King Williamstown.
Okay,
Yeah, and then we're back now in PE, Gqeberha. So
okay. Doesn't matter what you
are
call
dr-
it, it's
we-
still
we
a
are still-
shithole.
we're still drawn
You
to
can
that,
give it 15 different ones. I know what they were trying to do there. I know these people in the Eastern Cape. By the way, the Eastern Cape is the poorest
Oh my word!
province in South Africa now. It overtook the Northern Cape
Can't believe it.
and Mpumalanga and the Northwest as the
'cause of our
poorest
voting.
province.
crazy.
We voted ANC in the last election.
Yeah. They're also
is
still
ridiculous.
stalwart ANC supporters.
Yeah, which
you
is
know,
nuts.
like stupid gets its own reward, hey?
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys can rename PE as much as you like. It's still a shithole. And I'm not going to hold that against you because I suppose the Big Brother thing really got you in the spotlight, right?
Yes, it did.
But you're also kind of a fitness and fashion influencer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this all started with Big Brother.
Oh, right.
I was never huge in the influencing space. Couldn't care less about taking pictures or videos for people.
Yeah.
I was
You're
kind
pretty
of
good at it now.
thrown into the deep end.
I mean, you're doing it You're doing a good job.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I was kind of thrown into the deep end, you know, and just either swim or sink.
Yeah, sure. And also, if something comes your way that's going to get you a lot of attention, you would be stupid not to
Not to
use
take
it,
full advantage
right?
of it, yeah.
And if there are people who will follow you after that, you need to kind of grab them while they're there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even the working out. That's. I thought that was my thing. I didn't think anyone would follow me
Because of that.
because I'm working out.
So what, just for the people who don't know and aren't following you yet, because there may be many who want to, just give me an idea of what kind of stuff you post.
All right.
I see lots of fashion stuff. I see lots of fitness stuff. But
Yes.
tell me about how you come up with the ideas. Because just like in podcasting, when everybody's starting a podcast, you have to have something to say, something to add, something to analyze, evaluate, make people laugh, make them think. What kind of stuff do you post?
Well, I have 2 pages, right? One for my lifestyle, which is the fashion side, and the second one is fitness, health and fitness. Again, I'm going to mention that it's thanks to Big Brother,
Sure.
because I opened the second page 2 weeks before, or just 3 weeks before entering Big Brother. And I didn't
Okay.
really think much of it, I was working out, and a friend of mine happens to be a videographer, decided, you know what, let's maybe shoot some content for fun. So I went inside the house, came out, the thing was on 70,000 followers, and which was crazy.
Now, what do you think of people
Crazy.
who have the time to watch something like Big Brother? What do you think of them? 'Cause and be honest with me. I mean,
I think it's a form of entertainment, reality TV.
It's like a
Sure.
screensaver, right?
First-
Not in a bad way, but like it's like a
Virgil,
screensaver.
Virgil says it's a screensaver.
I mean, I'm glad. Thank God I went onto the show, because I also went in at the very, very sensitive time in the country, because we were just stepping out of COVID.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of people were indoors watching TV,
Yeah,
which was great for me.
sure.
So it worked out well for me. It worked out great for me. But watching Big Brother, prior to even going on the show, I never really watched Big Brother.
Yeah.
No, I remember when it first started and I thought, oh, this is interesting. Took me like 2 episodes to lose interest. But
Yeah.
but that's why I asked, what do you think of the people who watch that? It's
Reality TV.
I've never, ever understood it. I think when it first came out back in the day, when it was popular still, I think I still didn't understand it. I could watch like a scene or two where someone's like, "Oh, did you see Sharon and Mandla were in the shower?"
Yeah.
I might come and check it out and
You
be
might
like,
see some
"Ooh,
titties."
yeah." But like other than that, it's quite an investment, isn't it? It's quite a.
Well, so, it's like anything. You have to get to know the characters. And it just feels like a lot of work.
I think I'd rather buy fish.
Oh, that's a terrible commitment. I think that's a bit of an insult.
Heck does it
Libo,
mean?
I would take that badly if I were you.
Not an insult on you.
No.
Yeah, whatever. You're not going to gloss over this one. Virgil.
No, I wouldn't change anything. I'm glad I went into the show, and it came with a lot of opportunities too. As Gareth mentioned, I'm a IT guy, but my IT qualification just gathering dust.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, listen. I mean, the way things are developing there, it isn't what it was when you studied it,
Yes,
right?
true.
But let me ask you this, because I do think your timing is also good, just like it was with Big Brother. Your timing is very good on the fitness stuff, because people are, by and large, there's still lots of large ones, but mostly people are trying to get in shape. They
Yes.
realize that it's an important statement about how you feel about yourself,
Yeah,
how you present yourself to the world. This is a good time if you're a person who understands physical fitness, health, wellness is the word that they're all throwing around now. This stuff is valuable in the world.
Yep.
It is.
People are paying for meal plans. They're paying
Yes.
for fitness routines. They're paying people for this stuff.
Yeah.
Some of these guys are complete bullshit artists. But you actually, when you look good yourself,
Yeah.
I believe you.
The example must
That's
be
true.
there.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel like all of those things have always been there. It's just that social media made everything accessible
Yeah.
to everyone. A lot of people believe in health and working out and just to better their lives. And a lot of people have been doing it for years. I've been doing it for the longest time, on and off, on and off, on and off. It's just that now it's
Something's happening.
it's the.
So how much time do
health
you
fair.
spend? How much time do you spend in the gym?
Nothing more than an hour.
Okay, and 5 days a week.
5 days a week, yes.
Okay, that's
From Tuesday till
Oh,
Saturday.
that's not bad. Oh, that's good.
It's not bad.
Take Sundays off.
Yes, I do. Sundays and Mondays.
Okay. All right. Well,
German consistency. Oh my word, it's the consistency that kills me.
But
do you struggle with getting there, or once you're there doing it?
I can have a hot 2 to 3 months of
Yeah.
gymming, and then I just can't.
But don't the results keep you going?
But then the problem is there's that break that you take. It's like, hey guys, we're going on a trip somewhere. We go on the trip. Then I stop that discipline.
And it's time to
And then
shit.
coming back now, it's that whole thing of like, okay, I'll start tomorrow. Okay, I'll start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll start on Friday. Okay, I'll start on Monday. Why do I start on a Wednesday? That's a weird day to start. Let me start on a Monday. But then like 3 months would go by of me not starting.
Yeah, but you see, part of the problem is like you're quite a creative guy, and I also think if you're, and this is by no means an insult to anyone,
Yeah.
but if you're a little smart, you can bullshit yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
it's
you
a problem.
bullshit yourself.
Yeah.
I don't need to go because
Yeah.
all I've done is I've put on some muscle, but I've lost a bit of weight,
Yeah.
so I don't have to go and lose more weight.
Yeah.
And
I'll get
I mean,
those
it's a-
calories next week.
correct. So
and-
you're smart enough to talk
Yes.
yourself into stupid shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas someone who's reasonably stupid, they just do the same thing
yeah.
over and over again. Of course, you get the opposites too. You get the people who are like extremely smart and diligent,
Yeah.
and they just have a tremendous amount of
You're gonna win.
motivation.
Yeah.
And then you also get like lazy and stupid, which is probably the worst combination.
It's probably the worst one.
You know?
Nothing's happening
Yeah.
there. You need luck. Now you need luck.
So I'm always impressed when somebody says that this is something that they want to help other people with, because
Yeah.
no one can get fit for you but you. You know
Yeah,
how we always hear in business, oh, well, this
Yeah.
person is rich because they have an uncle who organized this for them,
Yeah.
or they're connected to this person, or they were lucky, they struck one deal
Yeah.
that they, you know.
Bitcoin did well.
But
that
there's no
year.
luck in fitness,
No.
right?
No.
No,
Libo, you have to do the
have
hard
to.
work yourself.
you have to. And motivation is not enough.
No.
It's a luxury. It happen like you be motivated on a Tuesday, and then the rest of the week you just feel pop.
Yeah.
So you just have to be disciplined.
Yeah.
And as Gareth mentioned, once you see the results, you start feeling good.
Yeah.
You start feeling good. You start
Yeah.
feeling good. I mean that's what keeps me consistent.
Yeah, and
Seeing the results.
It is there's something great about like knowing that you can climb a couple of flights of stairs and not be
Yeah.
at the top, like
Yeah.
you know, panting.
Or you could chase someone and actually catch them.
Yeah.
If needs be.
Or if you need
which
to
of
run
course I'm-
away, you can actually run
can
away.
actually-
if
Get
you
away
need to
from
run away, that's
Know my
very important.
ability.
Sometimes being able to run away
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
very
save your
important,
life.
You know?
To know the speed at which you could possibly
Oh
get
yeah,
away.
for sure. No, definitely. All right, but influencers. We
Yeah.
need to talk about this a little bit because it comes up on the show quite often, and I think the audience have a very strong view on influencers. I want to hear what you guys think. Everybody calls themselves that now. There can't be. It's just like podcasters. There can't be enough work for all of these influencers.
That's true.
Some of them we don't need, right?
What are you influencing is always my question. Like, what do you have influence? Some influencers have influence.
But Virgil, you ask kids now,
Yeah.
and I mean like 18, 19, 20 to 26-year-olds. You say to them, what do you want to be? And they go, an influencer.
Yeah, that's weird.
You're like, ugh,
yeah, it's not even real. It's not a real thing even.
really?
Yeah.
That's what you want to be? That's what you want people to know you
It
for?
can't be. It can't be. Or, okay, look, say for instance, I'm an outdoor person.
Yeah.
So maybe back in the day, I would have had to be an outdoor person working under the umbrella of Nat Geo or National Geographics. But now I get to be an outdoor person under the umbrella of influencer, content creator
Sure.
type thing. So I'm doing the same thing in essence, but it's changed how it looks.
And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of very, very talented people
Yeah.
who've come up out of nowhere just by being influencers, being famous on YouTube and social media, building up an audience, doing stuff that no one else was doing before or doing it better than them.
Yeah.
And that's cool. I have no problem with those people.
Yeah.
If I meet someone and they introduce themselves and I say, what do you do? And they go, influencer. I just always cringe a little bit
Yeah.
because you don't know what to expect. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah.
Because I saw you also pulling a face just now when I went, there's a lot of influencers.
There are plenty.
And you have
of
to compete
influencers.
with these fuckers.
all the
Right?
time, all the time, all the time.
Well, comedy's
So who's your
worse.
main competition? Say how shit they are so that people will follow you instead.
But knowing people, they're going to go follow that person.
Give us the names of all of the worst people that you have to compete with, and everybody will rather follow Libo from now on. Huh? How about that? That's a good idea.
I am competing with myself, Gareth.
Oh,
Honestly,
that's such a
I
diplomatic
just want to be a
answer.
better me every time I shoot content. You know, I even have I'm old school, so I write things down.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, concepts. I write my concepts down.
and then
for
do you-
just any other.
Do you have people to help you, or do you film a lot of the stuff yourself?
I have a friend of mine who's brilliant. He's a brilliant videographer.
Do you pay him?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do. Yes, I
Because
do.
a lot of these
Definitely.
influencers too,
Oh,
they
no,
don't
I
pay.
do.
They have a friend do it,
Yeah.
Oh.
and then the friend is like, after doing 6 weeks of non-stop,
Drops
they're
you.
like, "Can I have some money?"
Yeah.
And the influencer's like, "You don't get any of this money. This is my
Yeah.
money."
And,
Oh, no.
and you have to follow them around, like literally. Take a picture of me and Madiba.
Yeah.
Take a
Yeah.
picture of. Oh my god.
No. The guy I pay, he's also a friend of mine, and he also taught me the fundamentals of influencing.
Okay.
Yeah, what people are looking for, what you should shoot, you know. So, no, he does a great job. My job is just to write down concepts. You know, I've always wanted to be I love movies. So I'm really into the cinematography side.
Oh right, okay. So you put more of a kind of movie angle on
Yes.
things than
If you could just
Than
come from this angle, and then I
Good.
come outside of there,
Nice.
and you can step outside the door.
do you like almost storyboard the
Nice.
whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I like this.
Yeah.
So let's just take a look here. Define influencer for us, says Chris. Well, someone else answers here. Tracy, she says influencers are nothing more than professional beggars. You see what I meant about the comment section? I don't think
rough.
you can make a podcast where you review drugs. You could still call yourself an influencer. You
Yes.
could, Bitcoin But. That's not a bad idea for you, actually.
Yeah.
Vincent says, just go to gym, do what you hate doing, and do it like you love it. Yeah, sometimes not everything is going to be comfortable and easy, right? That's the whole
Not
point.
gym.
And sometimes the hard stuff is the most worthwhile.
Probably
Yes.
most of the time.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know, whenever I've got some really shitty thing to do, I always go, and it sounds like I'm making this up, but I swear I do this often. I go, I am grateful to have something hard to do, because some people it's hard every day,
Yeah.
right? And most of everybody's life these days, because of technology and
Yeah.
the wonders of modern living and medical science and all of that shit, most of our lives are actually quite good.
Yeah.
If you go back 2 generations, they'd wake up in the morning and they would suffer from waking up
Yeah.
until going to sleep,
Yeah.
and then probably wouldn't make it through the night.
Yeah.
Who
We drink
knows?
bottled water. I mean,
Right?
super
Exactly.
strippers.
Look at how easy life is now. So when something hard does come my way, I'm like, the 2 ways to approach this. Either I'm going to go, oh shit, why me? This is so unfair.
Yeah.
Or I can go,
Yay.
this
challenge.
this is the kind of hard I can do.
Yeah.
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 I'm going to get into this. So yeah, I agree with that. MM says, I'm an influencer, so I'm so fat, I influence people to get out of my way at the shopping center.
That's one way to do it.
Dirk says, I'm converting to Scientology if my kids tell me they want to become influencers. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it's not a great thing to hear from your children. When I grow up, I want to be no ways, man. Be a fireman.
I think maybe that stigma is here in South Africa.
Oh, I think it's worse in America.
I think in America, in terms of pay,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they make
pay
more
is
money.
way more.
Well, it's because you've got bigger audiences
Way
there
more.
too. And
Yeah.
and your average viewer or listener
Yeah.
or follower is just richer
Yeah.
because they've got a much bigger middle class. You know, if you have... I've always had this problem in radio because radio will tell you how many listeners they have.
Yeah.
You know, and television does the same thing. We have so many viewers for this show. You're like, yeah, but your viewers are all poor.
Yeah.
What use is that to anybody who's trying to
Yeah.
market Apple phones? What's the point of, you know, if you've got a high-tech or a very expensive luxury brand, what's the point of you influencing or advertising to 6 million people who can never afford your product?
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's pointless. So
Yeah, I
in
never
America,
thought of
you're
it
right,
that way.
Libo. That's true, and I do think people are also starting to get to the stage now where they can tell who's pandering to an audience, who's
Yeah.
trying to get an audience.
Yeah.
If you, and I appreciate this about you, if you're shooting content that is more about creating really cool stuff, right, and you get followers that way, awesome. The people who almost try to game the system,
Yeah.
like they try to work the algorithm,
Yeah.
you know,
They're not the real ones.
that stuff, and I mean, you can see what happens because they start doing things this way, and then they change it to that way, and then they change it to that way,
Yeah.
as some new trend is discovered,
Yes.
and they jump cutting from this to this.
Yes.
It-
Social
it's-
media is like that.
Oh.
So at one point, I really tried to get into social media because I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in the comedy space, it works like this as well. That there's a chance that the person with more followers, more
Yeah.
influence, more
Gets the gig.
content gets the gig.
Sure.
So it's no longer about who's funnier, who's been doing it longer, who's got the experience. It's more about I've got 5,000 followers, he's got 20,000, the guy with the 20,000 get it. So I've tried the influencing thing. And the one thing that was very annoying for me also is that it's every week or almost every second week, the algorithm criteria changes, right? So you'll find for 2 weeks, the algorithm prioritizes
Reels over.
engagement, for instance, how many people can comment.
Right.
So then you start getting people to comment, but then in 2 weeks' time, they change the algorithm to be like, okay, it's no longer about comments.
Yeah.
It's about
Views.
it's about views.
Yeah.
Then at some point they were like, guys, it doesn't even matter how many followers you have anymore. We're not looking at the algorithm doesn't care about your
Here's the problem
followers.
is
It looks at
you've got a lot of very stupid people who will judge your entire value based on how many followers you have.
Yeah.
You know, I've had people, they're talking to me. They're looking in my eyes and having a conversation with me. And then there'll be a distraction and I'll talk to someone else and I'll come back to them and they've looked up how many people are following me. Then suddenly they
You're
got a
more
whole different
important.
attitude. Suddenly they're way more, and you could just see they turn on all this fake thing. And
Yeah.
I'm so interested in what you do. And you're like,
Yeah.
no, you're not.
Yeah.
I know what you've done. You saw like
You saw my numbers.
however many thousand or hundred or
Yeah.
million people are following. Now you're interested.
Yeah. It's like they saw your bank account and,
And I remember I was horrified when I discovered, this is probably about 10 years ago, maybe even more, that you have a clout score. Klout. You can actually, I don't know if the site still exists, but you were once able to type in, yeah, it was a service, I don't think it's there anymore, that used a numerical clout score based from 1 to 100 on someone's social media influence. It aimed to quantify and track a person's online influence by analyzing their social media activity. It ceased operation in 2018. But I remember you could go in there, link up your different accounts, and it would give you a percentage out of 100.
Yeah.
And that was actually used. If you checked into a hotel, they'd give you a better room. If you were
wow.
top quartile,
Yeah.
top
Yes.
10%.
Your engagement is good. Your followers are good.
All of those things
your-
would count. And you'd get upgrades all over.
Wow.
You'd get free offers out of nowhere. And
Wow.
I remember getting all of this and thinking, this is going to lead to trouble.
Why did you think that?
Well, because it's just another way for people to
Classist or something.
to grade and degrade people. So everything's about your social cachet, your
Yes.
status, your
Yes.
position in society.
Yeah.
And I think it's so dangerous when we reduce that to a number. I mean, like the Chinese have got the social credit system,
Wow. Yeah.
where
Yeah.
if you want to do certain things in society in China, you need to have a certain score.
Yeah.
You know that just leads to, first of all,
Yeah.
people they'll lie and bribe and corrupt the system on
Try
one
and
end.
beat
Yeah.
the score.
And other people will be punished for no reason, for their opinions, or maybe they post something about the government in China,
Yeah.
and they're in big trouble and they have no more social credit. We got to be super careful about this stuff.
Sounds like a fun game though. Oh, my
Well-
social credit's running out. Gareth, can I borrow some of yours?
This is it. I mean, if you could trade with it, that would be a different story, because
Yeah.
you'd get people who have high credit scores because they've never done anything wrong
Yeah.
or right,
Yeah.
but they want to sit at home and eat pizza.
Yeah.
So they give you a bit of credit score, you give them some money,
Yeah, you
and then
go
they can
out,
sit
you
at home
do-
and eat pizza, and you can have a higher credit score, and you go out and do
Yeah.
your thing.
Yeah. Interesting.
I won't lie.
Concepts.
I am a little guilty
Of?
of using my followers to my advantage.
No, but that's what they're there for.
Yeah, I mean, I've stayed in places where I was supposed to pay X amounts of money, and
then you show
they don't even
distance
know
back.
me until I show them who I am. Like, this is, and I was thinking of shooting your area. Can I shoot
Oh,
around it?
then
And
they
they're
like that, huh?
let's upgrade you to a suit.
Oh, yeah, so that's happened
You
for
know,
you.
it's happened a couple
Have
of
you
times.
ever had female followers proposition you? They'll say to you, hey, listen, I saw your social media stuff here. I think
Does that
I
happen?
like what I see. A lot.
yeah?
And
Also 'cause you're in
and it's
fitness.
not I mean, it's women and men.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
The men, I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
a
because
lot-
guys are so forward, right?
yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter whether they're gay or straight. Guys
Yeah.
are guys, and they're going to take a chance.
Yep.
They'll be
Yeah.
like, yeah,
But also, gay guys aren't shy.
hell
Like,
no.
if they like you, they will tell you in no uncertain
And I've
terms.
noticed something else about the gay guys is that they are very they're very mean to, and again, this is a huge generalization, right? Because I know I'm going to get shit from someone in the comments. I'm gay and I'm not mean. So they're mean to each other. They're very like superficial and picky with each other.
Yeah.
But the ugly and fat ones,
Yeah.
just like in the straight community, the ugly and fat gay ones,
They have the power.
no, but they don't. They make the moves as if they weren't fat and ugly.
Yeah.
Whereas the straight fat ugly guys, I
Yeah.
think they're more careful because women will like go, ooh, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I don't know what happens with those fat gay guys in the gay community, but they seem to be,
Confident.
they're the ones who probably talk to you and say, hey, hi, what are you doing this weekend?
Most of the time,
did you
these
make him
people
shake?
have zero posts.
What's that?
These people usually have zero posts.
Oh, really?
And no
Oh,
profile
creepy,
pictures.
Creepy people.
You know,
Oh,
someone
okay.
will say,
They're anonymous.
offer you X amount of money.
What do they want you to do?
Meet me at
Gigolo
Monte
stuff.
Casino for a lunch.
Oh, okay. Well, that's quite sophisticated. At least they're saying I'll meet you at Monty for a lunch.
Boyfriend experience.
Not like I'll meet you behind the Celtics.
Wow. Also, Celtics, I'd be like, can we make it a
And-
BP or a shell?
Women are
Do they ever
aggressive
say,
on social media.
yeah, what do women say? Tell us what
They
they
will
are.
just video call you.
Oh, really?
You don't know this person from a bar soap. Video call you, and I don't know what this obsession is with feet.
Oh.
I get a lot of people from
So they show you their
overseas who
feet?
just, hey, look at my feet.
So they show you their feet, and they think that's going to be the thing
They're
that
like,
gets you.
It's worked
do
before.
you like
I'm
what you
sure.
see? Do you like? It's a wild. It's a
You
wild
see the
place. It's
suffering this
insane.
man is going through for his
It's
craft.
insane. It's tough being me.
This
It's
is
tough
like-
being you. All right, so how about you, Virgil? Ever had any
Not
of
at
these?
all. No.
Not?
No.
Because funny is very attractive to people.
I think since I got married, people have stopped doing that though. When I was single and in the game, there used to be the odd
But
approach.
do you post stuff with your wife? Because otherwise they won't
Less.
get the message. People are so stupid.
I also post less about
Okay.
my wife because that even posting about your wife, it attracts attention of its own.
Yeah.
So I try not to post too much.
I do
of
laugh
that.
though when these couples who have these joint accounts,
Yeah.
when they break up and then you see one of them, either the guy or the girl, then they go
Yeah.
in and they delete all the pictures of each other.
Yeah.
But that's like 2/3 of their whole account, right?
Yeah. Now they brand new on Instagram.
And then they have to start again.
Yep.
I actually don't like that. I'm like, be honest. Your
No.
life is your life.
Yeah, and that's a big part of your life. You
Yeah.
can't just delete that
You just
person.
delete the whole thing.
We know that you were together for 3 years. You can't
And you were in our faces about
and
it.
you can't wipe that out. Like how stupid is that of people to
You need to make room for the next person, though.
but dude,
But you're in our faces. This is me in Dubai with James. This is
but
me
then-
in Turkey with James. And then all of a sudden, delete.
yeah,
James is gone.
poor fucking James is out of the picture. By the way, we're not talking about our producer here.
Or are we?
The problem I have is that the people who for 3 years have posted couple pictures
Yeah.
and couple videos and couple
Yeah.
stuff the whole time,
Yeah.
when they break up and one of them goes and deletes everything, then they start the same thing with another
With the next
person.
person.
You're
Now
like
it's
you haven't
toxic.
learned.
Yeah, now
So
it's toxic.
you're right though,
cycle.
then Virgil. You've got to keep some of that stuff
To yourself.
off the internet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I agree. Social credit is a Black Mirror episode. No, it's an actual thing that's happening in China. You can check that out. How many propositions does Gareth get nowadays? I'm sure that people know not to approach without caution. Listen, I have had a couple of people who got a little stalkerish with me on social media. I go straight for the jugular. I'm like, listen, you are looking at your profile picture. I wouldn't come near you with a health inspector with a fucking needle as long as my forearm. There we go. Is that woman?
Before and after.
Is that her?
Okay, so
How?
makeup
Is that
does.
picture available on the internet, or did you have to go into the archives? I mean, how did? That's what she looked like. That's what she actually looks like on the left.
Without the makeup.
And
She
now
didn't-
she's blonde as well.
She didn't change a lot.
Wow.
She just became unread.
See, now if that person was stalking me, I'd say, hey, Adriana, what is her name?
Yet.
Alpha Lima Charlie. Kom aan asseblief. Hello, Alpha Lima Charlie. Yeah, we are copying you here at the police station. What is the problem? There's a Alpha Charlie Romeo. There's a very lelike cock lady on the TV. we were just driving, and I saw this terrible creature come up next to the road. Ach no, Jesus. Stay away from her, Alpha Lima. Poopole. Thank you.
The after looks worse than the before.
That's very bad. No, if I had stalkers and people who were just getting a little too familiar and too
Yeah.
forward on social media, these days the best way to deal with those people, I've never
Yeah.
done this, but the best way to deal with them is to like
Screen
screenshot
grab.
and show everybody how
Yeah.
weird and freaky and creepy they are.
Someone did that a while back, and it was so weird because all the married guys got exposed. Because all the married guys were in DMs like, "Hey, sexy face."
Yeah, right.
And then they
Exactly.
like screenshot, post, and there's no, I didn't mean.
Yeah.
Being caught is always like the most pathetic thing, right? Now you have to apologize for something you were enjoying at the time.
But you were hoping you'd keep
You're
secret.
hoping
Yeah.
you'd keep secret.
So apparently, social credit score will be implemented with a government-issued central bank digital currency. Get ready. That's according to Bitcoin Bot. Yeah, this is why try to do some business in cash.
Yeah.
Cash is still king here.
Yeah.
It wins all the time.
Yeah. Keep it away from SARS.
Yeah. Cash is how you keep it away from SARS. You just
Caltex is still more romantic than the Formula One hotel, says Slippery Pickle. Yeah, I wouldn't. Is there still a Formula One hotel? I think they've changed the name.
I've not been in to
I
a
think-
Formula.
Are they called Sun One?
I think there should be one in Gqeberha.
Yeah, of course. That's your best hotel in Madagascar, huh? Yeah.
No.
Oh, no?
That place is...
Protea.
Gqeberha is a beautiful city, is
Okay,
it
It is
not?
beautiful. It is
I got to
It's a
blow my
beautiful
nose.
city.
So I'll give you 5 seconds
It's
while
a
I'm doing that
beautiful
to
city.
come up with 5 things about PE that make it really great.
They're friendless people, number one.
I'll agree with that.
Let's not say
Right?
the friendly.
They come on, surely. I mean, the difference between people from here and people from there are so laid back. It's like nothing worries me.
Don't give us that.
Just
they have to be. What else have they got going for them?
Yo, when-
Joberg people, we don't have time to be nice.
Yeah, your weather's not
you-
nice. I don't like PE weather.
forever in Russia, you get off the airport, you're literally
All
sprinting.
right, so nice people, we'll give you that.
Nice people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Weather's not great.
Seriously, let's have a.
The air is good.
anybody who's from PE in the comments, you can join in here, and you guys can give me the prospectus, the best version of PE. So friendly people, I'm with you. I'll agree.
The air is good.
The air.
The air is good.
Oh, get
The air is good, guys.
get out of here.
There's so much green.
When you
can
drive
just-
in, when you drive in on the one highway,
That's
you know
when you
which
drive
highway.
in.
It
When you drive in.
stinks.
It stinks
They
like
go
hell.
past the paper mill or something
Yeah,
like
some
that. It's
sulfur or
fucking
something.
disgusting.
I don't know.
It's- that's how hell
scientist.
smells.
It's
So we're
bad.
not giving you that one.
And it's been there forever.
Always lingering in
trying
the
to
air
turn
like
people away.
like a lot of farts, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a permanent fart smell.
And then the wind never took it away. Somehow it lingers.
And
look,
it's-
look, Libo's struggling.
It's there to
And they blame
deter
a factory.
people.
It's a factory.
Is that to turn people away?
Yeah, like any funny people, this guy staying there, we're happy here.
Oh, right. Okay.
Especially if
So
you're
you're trying
coming
to
from
keep
East
us out.
London. You're like, yo, can you?
Is it from
London,
the East London side?
It's
that
from
the
the East
smell-
London
Yeah,
side.
yeah,
If you come from the Cape Town side, then you it's wonderful. It's a great time.
Well, it's London too. Is a nice city.
Okay, what else? Because people say the beaches are very nice.
They are.
Okay.
Low
Yeah.
unemployment.
I mean, I'm
That's
helping
not
you
nice.
here. I'm doing some of the heavy lifting, but
It's
low unemployment. No, they've
No,
got very
that's
high
very
unemployment.
high.
No man, isn't PE the industrial city with like the ships and
Once.
the factories and
Not anymore.
Oh, those days
I
are
don't even think those
over.
are functional. I think
It's a very
No.
industrial town.
No.
those ships look like more like museums. So people are there just to take pictures and
Uh,
I don't think they even work.
No man, they do.
I promise you, bro.
What else? What else would be a real selling point for PE? Let's see.
PE.
Zelna says potholes.
Yeah, but
Dr.
that's the
Robin.
whole Eastern
Dr.
Cape.
Robin, you see people now climbing in against PE here. Bitcoin Bot says you do have beaches without E. coli, which KwaZulu-Natal doesn't have.
Okay, good.
Yeah, the KwaZulu-Natal beaches,
Great beach.
you will get dysentery.
Oh snap! Really?
Yeah, but if you're in the Eastern Cape beaches, maybe, maybe it's less. There are no trees in PE, says Dr. Robin. This has always been something that bothers me, is because it's windy.
Yeah.
Trees don't grow very high. And you
Yeah.
you get a certain kind of vegetation. It's quite
Yes.
arid
Yes.
vegetation. So that's
Yeah.
not very pretty.
Have you seen in Cape Town where those trees are all
Yeah,
laying
shem.
like that? I think that's PE also, except it's like PE, they just low to the ground. Pretty girls.
Then-
PE's got some beautiful people.
Okay, we'll take
yeah.
that.
Definitely.
Yeah,
beautiful
well,
people
I'll
down
have
there.
to take your word for that. I mean, it's been a while since I've been there, but okay.
Didn't you guys used to get like great contestants coming out of PE for idols, singing wise? PE used to get some gems, no?
I don't recall. Again,
Come on.
We did auditions in PE, and I think Randall and I spent the entire time complaining.
About the whole experience. What are we
were
doing?
like, why
here?
should we be here? This is a waste of
Yeah.
everyone's time.
Yeah,
The crew are unhappy.
yeah, I shame.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm gonna stop this.
But
is
you
very
won some
unfair.
good points.
You know, anyone else's hometown, we would definitely give them a chance to stand
defend
up for it.
yourself.
But I think you can tell
Done
from the
enough.
comments as well. People are just mean. You know, winter is good on Durban beaches. The river mouths are closed. Can't muscle by become the new PE. I don't know anything about
Beautiful
that place,
places.
by the way. GC, you clearly haven't been there in a while because Kucha is booming, says Andy.
Okay, Kucha was the special project they started years ago.
GC has a good story about a strip club in PE with Randall. Oh, yeah. We went to a place called the Golden Curtain.
Tell us.
Ever been there?
No, but we want to.
Oh, my God. Okay, just in brief. The
Golden
entrance
curtain.
fee was, I don't know, 6 Rand.
No ways.
You know why you're laughing. Because if that's what it costs to get in,
Oh, my
there's
word.
nothing there worth seeing.
No, it's too low.
Libo,
It's too low.
R6.
6, not 5, not 10. 6 rand.
Even 50 rand would have been too little.
Dude, wait till you went inside and you saw the quality of the strippers.
It's like they need to pay you to do something.
Bro,
Did you have a good
you
time?
would pay them to stay away.
I went for my bachelor's party to a strip club in Bloemfontein.
Yo, that must have been something. Tell me about it.
It's like I might as well have gone to like a strip club at a spaza shop.
So what happened?
It was horrible. They had like they had one of each race. So they had like one
so
white girl, one black
diversity
girl,
is
one
our
Asian girl.
strength.
But they got like
Yeah.
the worst girl of each genre.
Yeah. So you had the worst white
They got
girl,
the
worst
worst
black
white
girl,
girl,
worst
the
colored girl.
worst colored girl. And then the next day, I went to the shop and then I saw
So they
the
they
girl.
embarrassed all races.
All of them. The next day, I saw the girl in flip flops at the
Oh.
local spaza shop, and I was just like, "We shouldn't see you. You shouldn't see your strippers in daylight."
No, hell no.
And I'm like, "You look worse." Even I was like, "Oh my word!" I don't
I'm
know.
sure you didn't look so great the next morning anyway.
I look
Your
better than
bachelors.
them. Jeepers creepers.
Okay, so the
That was
strippers were
funny.
bad, but was the place at least?
Small. So it's a very small strip club. And the owner
One
is
table.
there with his, like the owner and his friends are sitting at a table over there. It's uncomfortable. They're also watching you, like, hey, you better tip my girls. And I'm like, why are you right here, dude? Like, go
It's worse
home.
though. It's the worst if the owner is sitting there with his daughters. That's
Yeah.
much worse. I think that's a little bit worse.
And he sends one
right?
over to you. Go over to him. No, it was horrible. But go. You should go.
No, you know what? I won't.
It's just fun. Just
No.
go. I think it's called, what's
no, we
it
have better
called?
places than that.
It's called something like Lady Views, or I don't know. What was it called? But it's just weird,
Lady
man.
Rose.
It's like the kind of strip club that you could quickly also convert into just a normal bar
Oh, right.
by
They
taking
probably-
out the girls.
Maybe they do that on another night.
Yeah.
You know, like
I'm sure they have like a
Friday.
normal night.
Yeah.
And then on a certain night, it's like, bring in the girls, open up the poles, and then they open the poles.
Let me tell you, I think it's a tough business. I think it's hard to run a place like that because there's a lot of cash that changes hands that if you run the place, you don't know about.
Yes.
Like, let's say you are the owner of the strip club. You make your money off of drinks.
Yeah.
Maybe you charge the girls to be able to ply their wares that night.
Yeah.
But you don't know,
No.
unless you're keeping track of every one of them.
Yeah.
How many songs have they been doing with the lap dances? How many songs?
Yeah. They're cheating in there.
I think that's a very complicated business to run, and there's a lot
Yeah.
of room for skullduggery.
Yeah. Also, like, they try to cheat SARS at strip clubs. Like, even when you buy...
Oh, well, that I support.
When you buy drinks and stuff, they don't let you tap and stuff like that.
Oh, really? You have to pay cash?
Yeah, so they have an ATM right there.
Oh, wow.
So you must go, draw your money, come back, spend your money, but there's no tapping for this and tapping for that. And even if you do tap, the thing that's written on your
slip.
has nothing to do with a strip club or anything of the sort.
I wonder how
You're likely
many-
to get some car place like Ronnie's Auto Motors.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm like, what on earth?
Yeah. I wonder how many wives and girlfriends know that their husbands go to places like that, but they
Yeah.
just keep, for the sake of peace, they just don't say anything.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, I've only been to a strip club once, so I don't.
You
know
see,
much.
because there's nothing good in PE.
No, I
Yeah.
went.
The
It was the
secret
first time
spot.
here when I got to Joberg.
Oh, yeah?
My friends were like, "We know what? Something good.
Yeah.
We enjoy strip club. Let's try this out." I'm like, Psh, "Let's go."
Let me tell you something else. If you are one of the girls who's watching this now and you're horrified by this conversation, because there would be,
yeah.
there would be a lot of women who'd hear this and think, "Oh, you men are so predictable and stupid." Let me also just say, in defense of the strip club, it's not always about naked women.
No.
It's obviously that's the excuse sometimes to get there. That can be part of the fun, because guys, we're always going to be distracted by
Yeah.
naked or semi-naked women. That's always going to happen. But it's also a place where we can just behave like Neanderthals. Like guys need that. And I'm going to stand up for men who need to get away from being sensible and reasonable and empathetic and all of
Yeah.
that stuff. When we're around women, and remember, there used to be a lot of places that men and women would go where it was just men or just women. And there's nothing weird about that. It's just like how you bond with your bros.
Yeah.
For example, it used to be that things like men's clubs, where guys would go
Yeah.
and they'd sit and they'd have a drink with their mates and there were no women around because women changed the dynamic.
Yep.
And it's not to say strip clubs don't have women. Obviously, that's one of the reasons you go there. But those are not the women that you would behave the same way around because they are part of the entertainment.
Yep.
They're not part of the conversation,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And there are just no places like that really anywhere except strip clubs. And even, I mean, a lot of guys go with their girlfriend or
Yeah.
a couple of girlfriends.
Yeah.
And they'll hang around with them at a strip club. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying it should be exclusively a female place, but it is a place where guys go and they sit and they talk about shit.
Yeah.
Sport, they talk about cars, they talk about women. They talk about the stuff they really want to talk about. That if they spoke around their girlfriends or wives or around other women in their lives like that, they would be
Yeah.
judged.
Chastised.
Right.
That's
You need a place like that as a guy.
Sounds
yeah,
good.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
unwinding, like a communal man's cave type
Right.
situation.
This is also why guys play stupid shit like golf.
Yeah. Just
they-
be away.
Because they just want to get away and talk shit with their guy mates.
Get away
That's
from
all.
the nag. From the
Right?
nag.
There's nothing wrong with that. Don't be
Yeah.
suspicious of it. It's not like we're sleeping with all the hookers. That's not why guys are going there.
I think all women should allow their man to go to the strip club if he wants to, at least maybe once a year on his birthday, for instance.
Sure.
Just as a, I kind of see it as the purge, just to kind of like release the beast, so to speak.
Then he'll behave himself the rest of the year.
Release the beast. Go there, have fun, do
I had
your
too much
thing,
fun, and that's
then
why I never went back. Honestly, I was like,
Is it?
maybe
one was enough.
Well, Lee
too
says
much.
some women need that too. Going to female strip clubs are awesome for women. Okay, cool. Durban Dope says golf clubs had me only bars 30 years ago. Men only, I think that's what you mean
Yeah.
there. Men only, but well, golf used to be an exclusively gentleman's pursuit, right? You didn't have girls who
It
played.
still is kind of very gentleman, but there is females, I get, yeah.
Oh, there are a
There
few
are.
lesbians here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always tease any of the girls I know who play golf because I know lots of girls who play golf and they love it.
Yeah.
And they're not lesbians, but I always say to them, you're playing some golf this week, huh? If it's a
some
TV with
hoops.
sport on or a stripper doing her thing, both are a distraction for men. That's what they need in order to chill with their bros. Yeah, it's you go to some bars that have just got sport on in the background.
Yeah.
And guys will sit around and they'll just talk shit to each other. Dirk Katsia says, if you want the most uncomfortable conversations ever, take your partner to a strip club. The questions and the commentary will drive you nuts. Yeah, I wouldn't do that, but some people do. Women are the reason why Beefcakes and Greenpoint shut down. The guys hated the hen parties that pulled through, destroying their rent boy waiters.
Oh, the hen party. So that's when a group of women come through and come
Yeah.
and ruin the whole experience.
Yeah, the hen parties can be a rough thing, hey?
What is the hen party? Maybe
That's
I'm
when
getting
all
this
the
wrong.
chicks get together
Yeah.
before the wedding with the girl who's getting married.
Oh.
And they do the town in
Yeah.
every way. And listen, bachelors' parties are obviously, they have a reputation for a
Yeah,
reason.
so it's
But a hen
tradition,
party
eh?
can be just as dangerous.
Women get very silly when they drink alcohol together and hang out. They become super silly.
Yeah, and then sometimes things happen. Listen, guys also get stupid.
Yeah,
They end up
yeah,
with
about to say the
fights,
same thing,
and,
yeah.
like one guy will say, you're whatever.
You've
you're
never
an asshole.
respected me.
You've never respected. You dissed me the other day, or some stupid childish shit. And they'll start. But girls can be mean with each other too.
Yeah.
Suddenly, when after 15 shots of something, the one
Yeah.
girl will say,
You know
I
what,
don't think you should.
Sarah?
I don't think you should get married, Sarah. What? Where did that come from? And then suddenly there's a cry, and this one's
They're
crying.
pointing each other. That's why you
Would men
Women are
also allow their
silly.
women to go to man's strip club once a year to be comfortable with it? I don't think that's ever been a thing, hey.
Yeah, we've
Guy
never...
strip clubs has never been a thing. There's not enough market for it.
Yeah.
And you could you could try it if you're looking for what are you going to start your own new business here? Is that what you're going to do? Judas, you can go for it. Make that happen.
Judas.
Yeah, but it's not spelled like the Bible, Judas.
Oh, I was like,
No,
Judas.
we don't have that Judas
How
listening
mean
to the
is
show.
your parents?
Judas Iscariot is on the line. Hi, Judas. Anything you want to
You
say?
traitor,
I'd
you.
just like to say I really didn't like that Jesus chap. I sold him for 20 pieces of silver.
Yeah, we know Judas's famous story. It's in the Bible.
Yeah, but they always try to paint me as the bad guy.
Well, you kind of were, Judas.
That's your point of view, you son of a bitch. I'm putting down the phone.
Beep, beep, beep. Fucking Judas calls in every day. We got to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll carry on talking complete shit. We've got our two guests here. We've got Libo and we've got Virgil, and you don't go anywhere.
Markle is expensive, so if Zara is doing it for cheap, why shouldn't we just buy it from them?
When we came into the market, we made a statement that we are going straight into the luxury sector.
The Markle brand made its mark internationally, and Laduma believes that its authenticity makes it what it is today.
So men can have orgasms without ejaculating. Men can also have multiple orgasms. And men can also have full body orgasms. So that sex is more about pleasure than about orgasm. And that's where we start getting men out of the idea of it's all about an orgasm.
Control
so for
yourself.
example, there's a practice called an expanded orgasm, which is about being in an orgasmic state. So a woman can be in an orgasmic state for over 2 or 3 hours. So just take a few breaths like that. If you focus your awareness during a sexual experience on this breath, immediately something in your body is going to start to change.
We might get orgasms, guys.
Well, good morning and welcome to the second hour of our live show, which is also a podcast, which you can hear and watch whenever you like on the YouTubes. Join in the comment section. We want to hear from you today. We've got two guests in the studio with us. We've got Libo and we've got Virgil, and we're just talking shit, shooting the breeze, you know, all that kind of nonsense. We were talking about strip clubs earlier and what people are doing for fun, but somebody says here, apparently, Jay says, have you ever been to a live slap fight competition? Next level eye opener. You know, it's where these guys sit opposite each other and then you take a nice long swing, backhand or forehand, right in the guy's face. Violent as hell. It's great. Apparently, it's an awesome thing to watch.
That's when I realized I don't think I'm like a man.
You have to sit there and take a slap.
Yeah, I'm not the most manly, because for me that is a 100% no. I'm never doing that ever, which makes me feel like, don't I have like that barbaric manly thing?
Yeah, but I don't want to do that.
No,
I
but
don't-
something.
would you sit there and do that?
Watch it.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to.
No.
A slap for a slap.
Oh no.
And then they faint.
Listen,
They
we were
pass
talking
out.
about how guys go out and do guy things, sit around and talk shit, strip clubs and sports bars. But you know how many guys go out to get into fights?
Yes.
Like there are a lot of people in this country, and probably all over the world. I don't think it's uniquely a South African thing. They wake up on a weekend.
Yeah.
Like tonight, I'm going to go and cause a fight,
Yeah.
or get
Yeah.
into a fight, or start a fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never understood that. Hey,
Same
I've
here.
been with a group of guys, and I remember we were out, and they were starting some trouble over there, And then the other guys from the other group started retaliating against them. And there was one of them standing next to me, and he looked at me. He was like, "Oh my goodness, Prince, do you know what's about to happen?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "We're about to fight. It's my favorite." This is what he told. He was like, "Ooh, we're about to fight. It's my favorite."
He's excited about
He
it.
was so excited, and then they did. They did fight. And I stood there and I watched them. It was chaos. And I'm like, a few moments ago, this guy literally told me, "Ooh, we're about to fight. I'm excited." That's what he said.
Yeah, that's what people, it gets their blood flowing. It makes them
Yeah.
excited. Apparently, slap fight competition is a CTE show. Slaps and Strongest Man are now both from South Africa. So we're apparently good at both, slapping and lifting heavy shit.
Oh, nice. Are we the champion of the Dana White slap
I don't
contest
know about
thing?
that one. I don't know
Oh,
about
we
that
just
one.
there's a different slap championship. We
Yeah,
are winning.
listen, usually the most deadly people
Yeah.
don't want to get into a fight.
Yeah.
You always hear from like martial artists and
Yeah.
people who actually know how to conduct themselves in a fight
Yeah.
situation. They're trained, they have the disciplines, they have the skill set.
Yeah.
They're extraordinary athletes and tacticians.
Yeah.
These are the people who don't want to get they don't want to
Yeah.
get involved in some bar fight at 3 a.m.
No.
Because if they get hurt and injured there, then they're not going to be able to take part in their actual competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want to risk it.
Also, they could actually really hurt you.
Oh yeah. And,
Like,
and
they
I mean,
could.
if they were deploying all of their skills, they could kill you. They could.
They could definitely kill you.
So the sort of amateur stuff that you see in a bar fight, those are not professional fighters.
No.
They don't deserve any respect.
No.
These are like brawlers.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Usually it's like,
Just had a little to drink. And
Have you seen those
Yeah.
fights? Have you ever watched those? You often get them on YouTube or Instagram, where you see a drunken fight between two guys. I mean, it's slow, it's embarrassing, it's unsophisticated. Yeah, it's
They get
sloppy
tired
as
so
hell. dude.
quickly.
The one guy like falls, then he falls backwards, then he falls forwards. It's just so bad to
A
watch.
comic of errors.
Yeah, and then of course that guy wakes up the next morning with a blue eye, and he's like, "Yo, I was in a fight there, I'm a real man."
And
Like,
it wasn't
please,
that coherent.
get over yourself. Exactly. South Africa is definitely slapping way above our weight in a lot of sports. Boksburg on Friday and Saturday night, says Signet. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Think the heavyweight champ from Power Slap is apparently from Boksburg.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Someone died recently in that ramming thing where guys run into each other. Australia want to ban it now.
Oh, yes. It's the new rugby thing.
Yeah, but they just run down a track
Yeah.
and slam into each other.
Yes.
I mean, that's got to be really bad for your head.
And like your spine.
Yeah.
And like
Shoulder, just body in
every
general.
But
nerve
hey,
endings.
you know what? I'm perfectly okay with watching other idiots do that.
Yeah, sure.
same
I'm
here.
okay with that.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
I don't mind seeing two big oaks running at each other head first, smashing into each other at great force.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
one
care-
is passed out
I
after
don't care
that.
that the one has cerebrospinal injuries that last him his lifetime, and he drools out of the one side of his mouth and can't say the word yatat without
I'm
struggling.
still commenting. Great clip, guys.
Yeah, I'm like, yes, that was
Make
I want to
more.
watch that again. That I'll watch 17 times.
Yeah.
You know? Have you ever been in a fight?
Back in the day.
Really?
Back in the day, yeah. I haven't fought since high school.
Yeah, I've honestly never been in an actual. I mean, I've been in like, hey, Oaks, calm down kind of situations, but never really in a
I
fight.
haven't fought
You?
since high school.
Uh,
Last week.
no. No. I avoid fights.
You should. That's sensible.
Yeah, especially even just for my work. I get a black eye. I can't
You're
shoot.
kidding.
campaigns.
Yeah. But no one's been in a fight with you for a long time.
For a long time.
You should be fine just based on your fitness level.
Oh no, back home in Gqeberha,
Yeah.
they usually target people who look like this because
Oh,
they think you
really?
are the problem.
So what is it? Fat guys who are targeting them?
No, if you
Fighters.
ever find yourself
Wiry,
in a
thin guys.
physical altercation, they were like,
Short guys.
You look, if you're tall or have a bit of muscle,
short guy will wanna
you're going to
fight
be a
you.
problem, so we're going to attack you first.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
right.
but I've always
Yeah.
had
A chilled vibe.
a lot of, not even that, the friends I keep,
Yeah.
Oh.
they usually do that.
Oh
Yeah. You need a couple of
Yeah.
you need a
Shows
couple
the
of rough
problem.
friends. I've got some. If I had to, I think I could call up a few friends who could do some damage. I'm sure you
must.
could too.
Yes, you must. You must. When I've had this since I was in primary school. So in primary school, I used to have bullies for my bullies. Real talk,
Yeah.
bullies for my
Yeah,
I
sure.
call bullies to bully my bullies. And I've been like that since primary school right through my whole life. So even now in this very moment, I know a few people.
I know of someone
I'd
you
be
can just
like,
quickly-
dudes, come through. But I'll never do that because
So listen to this. Apparently, pro fighters will lose their license if they're caught fighting in public.
I can believe that.
I don't know if it's still the same, says HS, but years ago, the action bar at Presley's was notorious for fights after 1 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
And it's
That
called
sounds
Action
right.
Bar too.
There's a Hawaiian ex-UFC fighter who believes now everyone, including his whole family, wife and kids included, are all clones. He's on the loose and wanted in Hawaii. His name is BJ Penn.
I know BJ Penn.
So that's what you... He clearly has brain injuries.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. So he was a great champion at the time, but since then he's been getting into all sorts of bar fights, getting knocked out because he's a small guy. But remember, in fighting, you fight in your weight class.
Right.
But he goes to the bar and now he's challenging big dudes, and they slap him. And my biggest fear of fighting has always been being passed out in
Yes,
front of
same here.
everybody.
In front of the public. And waking up.
No, but you know what?
Goodness.
This also happens. I know some
looks sleepy.
professional sports, like rugby players, for example. They'll go out and other people, normal guys who, I don't know, fix cars or whatever the fuck they do, they'll see the rugby player and they'll go, my chance to make a name for myself is if I
Yes.
start a fight with this guy.
Yeah.
And I just all I have to do is get one punch in.
Yeah.
You know, and then I can say when he's playing rugby next Saturday, he's got a
I
blue
punched
eye. I
Eben
did
a
that.
bit.
There's some people who would want to do that.
Yeah.
So they would go after the biggest guy
Yeah.
because it makes them feel a little bit more manly. It's so pathetic, actually.
I've
right?
heard somebody say one time there was a guy at a comedy show sitting right in the front row,
Oh, yeah?
just heckling the entire time. Then during the halftime break, I heard him on his way to the bathroom, like talking to some chicks that he was with,
Yeah?
to be like, yeah, this is what I love about comedy shows is that the comedians are always gonna talk to you and diss people, so he goes prepared. So he literally goes to the comedy show waiting for someone asking him a question so that he can ruin the show by saying whatever he's gonna say. Then I'm like, there are people out there who go out saying, I'm gonna start some
Seeking
trouble
violence.
wherever I go. I'm about to ruin the show. Just wait for it. Sir, what's your name? Ruin the show. And he was proud of it.
Do you like... I heard an interview with Jimmy Carr the other day where he said he actually likes hecklers. He wants people to heckle him, and he gets a lot of that, especially in the UK. He
Yeah.
said that's the main place he gets heckling. He said
Yeah.
most American audiences are quite respectful.
Yeah.
What are South African audiences like?
In
Is
terms
there
of
still a
heckling?
lot of heckling? Yeah.
So the difference I've noticed with Jimmy Carr's heckling is that I think the people in the UK, even their heckling has become part of comedy.
Yeah.
So it's cultured heckling.
Yeah, you kind of want to make a funny point.
Yeah.
So it's not just like, oh, fuck you, you're boring.
Yeah. So it would be cultured heckling like, where's your mother?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what and then he gets to say something back.
Okay, so
Where
what?
in South
Just,
Africa,
I
our
just
hecklers
dusted from my fingerprints.
and he shout like that.
Yeah.
So that's cultured heckling. I think in South Africa, if you're gonna get heckling, it's not gonna be cultured. It's gonna be some guy who's really drunk. Yeah, he's really disturbing the show. Some guy that really needs to be removed by the bouncer. So that's not cultured heckling. That's just a
That's
mess.
just disgusting.
Whereas Jimmy Carr, I'm sure the heckling he's talking about is like the savvy heckling. Show us your dirts.
Yeah.
And then you get to say some funny thing. Do you know what I mean? It's cultured heckling.
But South African audiences, I think a big problem is like people either go out with the wrong intention. You must go to a comedy show and go, okay, I'm here to have fun.
Yes.
Just relax and have fun.
Yes.
And let's see how this guy can make it even more fun.
Yes.
But they go out with that express purpose, like that guy you were talking about. I'm going to be grumpy. I'm going to be
Yeah.
miserable. I'm going to have a bad
Yeah.
time.
I'm
And I'm
here
going
to
to
be
make everyone
offended.
else's time shitty.
Yeah.
Or they deliberately get as drunk as possible.
Yeah.
And that's no fun for anybody either, right?
Deliberately or undeliberately, but they get drunk as
what
possible.
What fun is there? I don't understand why you would want to go to a comedy show completely fucked up drunk.
Yeah. You can't hear anything.
Because those are also the ones who shout something stupid.
Yeah. But do you know what I prefer?
Yeah.
I prefer a person who came to the show tipsy. Let's not say drunk. Let's say tipsy. As opposed to these people who smoke a joint before the show.
Oh, really?
There are these people who are like, oh, the show starts at 8. Let's smoke a joint at 7:45. So that when we get in, everything's going to be so much funnier. And it won't. It's not better.
Because they're slower.
You slower.
Yeah.
You retarded. You slow. You
Thank
in
you
your
for being
head.
honest about this. I have so many disagreements with people about weed because, again, I don't judge what anyone wants to do. You go for it. But the serious weed smokers, and some of them are very intelligent people.
Yeah.
Some of them there's nothing that you wouldn't catch them unawares.
Yeah.
They're plugged in. They know what's going on. I tell them, I say, listen, you just aren't as sharp. When you've had you're just not as sharp. I love you. You're hilarious. You're fantastic. You're clever. But you're just not as sharp when you've had a joint.
No.
They're like, no, that's bullshit. I'm just as sharp. I don't buy
Like
it.
a high audience is the worst, Gareth. Because what happens is, and I've told them to their face.
Jokes just go over their head.
Tell me.
Yeah, I tell them
What
to
do you-
their
what do you
face. I'm
say?
like, guys, you're not my favorite audience. Because what happens is, everyone's smoking different weed. You are smoking sativa, you are smoking indica. Everyone's smoking at different times. You smoked at 3, you smoked at 5, you just smoked right now.
Right.
So your high's there, your high's
The
there.
waves are all over
You
the
are
place.
going up, you are coming down.
Right.
You are on a sativa, so you are energetic. You are an indica, so you down, you low, you. So when I tell the punchline, this guy's laughing too much. He's hearing things that I didn't say at all. This one's laughing too little. They are too busy thinking about how deep the statement I just made was. It's just this one is hysterical. This one is half depressed. This one's falling asleep. That one's hungry. This one's mouth is dry. He needs water.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the worst audience ever. And you know, in comedy is great when we're all on the same page. So I tell the punchline and we all laugh together. That's so beautiful.
Yes.
But now because you're high, you are laughing in your time, you laughing in your time, you're not laughing at all.
You haven't even said
You-
anything. You're like taking a breath between two sentences,
And 3
some
people
guy
are
goes, like what? Dude,
I'm like, this is pointless. This is not a group activity at all now.
Ever make fun of the audience? Pick on an audience now and then?
Yeah, always.
Does that ever have any
Negative repercussions.
Yeah.
Only in PE.
Only in Quebec. Are you talking about?
No. Yeah, have you ever experienced that? Someone
So my
makes
rule
fun-
is if I make fun of someone in the audience, I must make fun of you about something that you could change.
Have you guys met my servant, James?
Thank you.
Here he
Thank
is.
you, James.
This is James. He's our servant here on the
Thank
show.
you, James is the best.
Thank you, James.
James, sponsored by.
No, that's probably going to be terrible. Look at how do you make tea? No, just account for yourself here. James, I need to talk to you.
Don't tell them it's
That
tea.
is, first of all, it's just off-white. It's like the wall in color.
Yeah.
That's going to taste like shit.
It's lighter. It's a lighter brown than me.
Is that how you make tea at home? Okay, now how do you like it? Strong. Well, then why would you do this to our guests? You want them to leave straight after the show, don't you?
No, James, the
James
previous
has got
tea was
meetings
nice.
straight after the show. He doesn't want you guys lurking around. He's trying to get ready. All right, but please, I find nothing more insulting. You go to someone and they say, would you like a cup of tea? You know, because I'm at an age now where I'm not going to go and have a fucking shot of tequila with people in the middle of the week. So I'll go, I'll have a cup of tea. And then they offer me that.
The trash.
Look at the color of that.
The trash. You and Aaron, and the first cup of tea was nice. I enjoyed that one.
Did you not feel like making a decent one the second time? Did we run out of tea? Okay, all right.
Oh,
That's
you,
just
you
terrible.
didn't let the tea bag do its thing. Remember, tea bag needs time to mature in the cup.
Yes, it must what they call brew.
It must brew in the
Must
cup.
brew. must steep.
Tea bag.
The tea bag
Experts.
must steep in the water. Yeah, I will keep the bag. You won't drink from it with the bag in the
Yeah,
cup.
that sucks.
I do that all the time.
You do?
I'm the weird one here.
That's weird.
No, but
yeah.
at least you like strong tea. You've redeemed yourself to some degree. But man, I'll tell you, that is a criminal offense in my house.
I'll do better.
Let me
Oh.
taste it.
Is yours the same?
No, I opted for just water.
Oh. Okay, well, water,
It's not
no
the
one can fuck water
worst.
up.
It's not the worst.
Okay.
It's
Where were we? We
warm.
were talking about comedians. Okay, so comedy is great when we're all on the same page. That will never happen. That's what makes comedy so great, to not be on the same page.
Yeah.
Oh, we got all the comedians in the comments today. I bet James doesn't steep his tea. A night of fun, a week of dumb. Weed is rocket fuel these days. That's from BFG.
Weed has changed a lot.
Very few comedians can do great crowd work during a show. It's a real skill to have. I agree with that. Dirk, good point.
Nice one, Dirk.
James used the same tea bag from the first cup. Well, that's very economical. I
No wonder. You can see
mean, yeah.
it.
Don't speak about smokers if you haven't smoked yourself. You're all like Malema, very jajarach.
No, we've smoked. What are you talking about? We're speaking
I
from
haven't,
experience
but
here.
I reserve the right to comment on anything and everyone without having any experience of any of it myself. And so can you. Apparently, the world heavyweight slap champ is Koa the Crazy Hawaiian Viernes.
Sure.
Yes, yes.
Those Hawaiians also get very big. They have sumo
Yeah, they
wrestler
got that
genetics in them.
Maori,
Yeah.
Pacific Island.
Yeah, thick neck, thick.
Yeah, those guys are
It's
big.
like brown Afrikaners.
Dwayne Johnson.
That's great. James leaves his tea bag in the cup for the next one.
Oh, James, they're on to you, yo.
Listen, I know people who will use a tea bag. Tea is very important, right? Look how we got onto this.
Yeah.
James thought he was just bringing you something to drink. Now this is
Yeah.
the topic of conversation.
Yeah.
If you use a tea bag more than once, they're not expensive. You could buy a Joko box of tea bags.
Yeah.
It's not going to break
That's a
the
bit
bank.
desperate to
You know,
do
people buy
that.
one coffee at some fancy coffee place
That cost the
that costs the same as the
entire-
whole box of Joko tea bags, right? Or Five Roses or whatever.
Yeah.
So don't tell me it's like super expensive. But I remember there was a time when there were certain old ladies who would
Yes.
dry out the tea bags.
Yes.
And then, I don't know if they'd strain and reuse the tea by
They would
opening the bag
reuse
or
it,
they'd use the bag twice as it was.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's cheap and there's economical.
Yeah, that's a bit much. Okay, let's say that tea bags back in the day were just stronger. So you could use
So
it
maybe, yeah.
2 to 3 times. But a modern day tea bag? No, you can't even get a
I
good
don't
one
think so.
use out of it.
No, I don't think so.
Remember there was a time where Drinko Pop was supposed to make 2 liters of cool drink. Now,
Dude,
Drinko Pop's not even
Guess
something...
what? Guess what I found out about one of my friends who I've known for 22 years. She drinks oros.
Yeah.
She still
The
she likes oros.
Yes.
She buys one of those big things of oros.
Yeah.
Puts it with some water.
I will fight anyone about my oros. I
You like
also
oros
still
too?
Are you in the
drink
oros
There we
game?
go.
I will fight anyone for that.
It is
My-
an OG juice.
It is. It really is.
I would have my juice there, my crush and everything.
Yeah.
Oros is still there.
And flavors, do you do the flavors?
Oh, no.
or
Just
you
stick to
go-
original.
Okay.
Yeah.
The original oros.
Orange.
Yes.
Oros.
Orange.
We grew up on that shit.
Yeah.
If we were thirsty, Mom, can we have some Coke? Are you out of your mind?
Yes, some
That's
Oros.
not for you children. Get some oros.
What do you know about acid?
But even Oros was a bit of a luxury in my house.
Yeah.
There was worse juices that
Yeah.
you could drink.
There
with,
were.
with no name. 12 in ones and just weird stuff. Oros was a blessing.
Probably like powdered cancer.
They used to have that powdered stuff, yeah.
I remember that shit. In fact, I think one of the brands was called powdered cancer for all we know. Right?
No, Oros is the winner.
But Oros was, I mean, listen, she said to me, she came up here from KZN and she's like, do you have some Oros? I was like,
Oros?
are you kidding? She said, no, well, don't worry, I brought my own. She
Cheapest.
brought a thing of Oros. I was like,
Cheapest.
okay,
Just a nip. She took out a nip.
right, exactly.
From my own.
It's like those people who always, you know, when you say someone, you'll say, well, what can I get you to drink? And they'll go, do you have 5-year single barrel, single malt whiskey from, you know, Lafroig or whatever? And you go, no, of course not.
No,
Why would I have that?
bro.
I don't have everything. Would I look like a bar?
Oh, yeah.
And they go, oh, don't worry, I brought my own.
Mm-hmm.
And they pull out their own special
Yeah.
thing. People who travel with their own booze or their own drink.
I always like people like that because it means that they really know what they like.
Sure. But they're a pain in the ass.
It is a pain in the ass. You know what I always like? I like the guy who comes to the pool place with his own stick, with his own pool cue.
Oh, yeah,
he takes it out. He's got his own chalk and his own stuff.
And it's all polished and beautiful.
And then gets his ass beat.
but this is his moment, right? Like, this is his thing.
When he takes it out, especially.
He screws it into all the different parts and
it's shiny.
puts the little powdery stuff on the end. I haven't been to one of those places for a long time.
Some guy shooting with some old broken stick and then wins. And that's what I'm like, why did you do the whole thing now? You lose to this guy.
And
But isn't that usually what happens?
They always
is
challenge.
what happens.
They always challenge the guy. Everyone always wants to challenge that guy.
Yeah, you must. Why is he
That guy.
doing
I
that?
want to play that guy.
Takes out gloves.
Even the glove. I was about to say the
he's
same.
got
He
that
puts on a glove.
on, and I'm like, oh man, he's a tournament guy. He's a and then loses to flipping Frederick there, who's half drunk.
Yeah, that is hilarious. And and most of these places, I'm sure those tables aren't straight anyway.
The tables aren't even straight.
No.
The cushion doesn't bounce
No, of course
properly.
not.
Like that
It's
stick is
bought
too much.
It was bought from Cash Crusaders
It's been here
because
for
they
15
repossessed it from
years.
some guy whose house they had.
Yeah, the ball gets stuck inside every now and then. You have to lift the
Yeah.
table.
You guys ever remember there was a thing when we were kids, and I was talking to Tall Ass Mo about this. It was either in high school or early in varsity. Did you ever play air hockey? There were those tables, where you had
I
a
love
little
that game.
had a little puck.
Yeah, I love that
And
game.
then you would, I loved that thing. I
Yeah.
would play that with mates of mine. We would play it all the time. And I
Yeah.
haven't seen one of those for ages. Tall Ass Mo says he
You
can
get
get me a
them.
table.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want one.
Yes, get one.
Just blows like a thin layer of air on
Yes.
the table,
Yes.
and then this. Have you ever played this?
No.
I
In
love
PE,
that
they
game.
don't have good air. So
Hey,
you can't-
they don't waste. They don't even waste like that.
Libo, I'm really giving you shit about this today.
Wait, did you ever refer to PE as
Yeah, the armpits of South
armpits
Africa.
of South Africa?
Everybody in PE knows this.
Yeah, because it was a big thing.
It
People
was
were hurt. You hurt,
very.
hurt our
It
feelings.
hurts everyone's
It hurt
feelings. I
our
didn't realize it hurt your feelings
Why did,
so
why
much.
did they say? Why did he say it's the armpit? The
No,
Gareth?
so I was interviewed by the newspaper, whatever it was there when that was still a thing.
The Herald.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I thought, what a strange thing to. Anyway, they asked me, like, what do you have to say about PE? Because you've said some horrible things in your radio show. And I said, it's just the armpit of South Africa. I mean, I could have said the arse crack. I could have said the ball sack. I could have said some horrible things about PE.
Armpit is the nicest ugly thing you could say,
Yeah,
though.
but it's like the armpits of South Africa, right? So they got so angry that the mayor wouldn't let me. The mayor banned me from PE. I was like, I'm coming anyway, so I went anyway. I tried to organize a ceremony, where I would apologize to the mayor, and the mayor refused to come to the ceremony. They were really upset. I still get people from PE, like today with Libo, saying,
Hey.
"Oh, why did you say this thing about?" So people are very upset about this.
But people also care about what you say.
This is like 20 years later, dude. Get over it. I've moved on. You can move on. I've been to PE a lot since then, and I do like PE. I like the PE people, but I'll never get away from this armpit thing. So I've just embraced it. I've embraced armpits, and it's not very good. It's smelly in there. Zolela
you didn't
says,
say like a smelly armpit. You just said an armpit.
Yeah,
Armpits
exactly.
can be nice.
I mean, yeah. Zolela says, where is S and the sport bloke today? Who's S? Simpiwe. That's Friday, Zolela. What, did you wake up in the middle of the week and think it was Friday? Carl from PE says the local Spur in PE has an air hockey table.
There we go.
Thank you.
There we
There
go.
we go.
Thank you. Thank you, Carl.
Also,
All right.
Magic Company. Magic Company has the air hockey table.
Yeah, man.
I recently went to the Laugh Africa Comedy Festival, and they just randomly had an air hockey table. So you could play while the show was still
I
starting.
wonder how much it'll cost me to
Cling,
buy one
cling,
and keep
cling.
one at my house. I'll just play that
lot,
all day.
man.
No, I don't even need to play against anyone.
Oh, no, but you do need it to come back.
How would that work? You just win
You need
the
a
whole time.
system. You're gonna need a
See,
a fan. Put a fan on
no,
that
I'll tell
side.
you what. This is going to be the reason I get married. I'll find a woman who likes air hockey and I'll marry her, and she could just play air hockey with me all day. I'll
Yeah.
be perfectly happy.
You can
Finally,
Google.
a reason to share my life.
Google air hockey female
Who
champion.
knew it was so difficult, huh? Arthur Cedric Mayer says, F you, Gareth, PE is better than Joberg. Far better, he says, where you can't even walk in it. You should try walking around Hillbrow. Why would
But
I?
who does that?
Who does that? What kind of stupid thing is that to say, Arthur?
I mean, that's like in PE saying, yeah, you should try taking a walk in Katanga. It's
Yeah.
going to be the same result.
Yeah, right. Hillbrow.
In Katanga.
PE downtown is also pretty dodge.
Right, exactly. What about proper
Downtown.
pinball? What about proper pinball machines,
compared
guy?
to downtown. Yeah, goodness. It's a
Oh, yeah,
luxury.
yeah.
Is
yeah.
downtown
it's
PE
rough.
great?
No.
No, it's compared to downtown Joburg. It is great. It's compared to downtown Joburg. Oh
Okay,
my
but I mean, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed is king.
Yeah, yeah, because that's what was happening here. You were like saying.
Although I did go to a bar in PE, also when we were there for Idols, probably. And I went there with our producer and then our late Darren Scott. And Darren and the producer of the show, who also could drink, the two of them kind of eyed each other over the bar. And there was almost like that moment where you hear, wah, wah, wah. And they looked at each other and you could just see they were like, okay, squaring up for a drinking contest. And I just sat there and watched this and laughed and laughed and laughed because they both took it very seriously.
Yeah. So,
It was something. They were professional drinkers.
oh my word.
So, yeah, that was a fun night out. So I'll give PE more points on that one. Okay. I played air hockey with my 7-year-old. Screen just went dead. I played air hockey with my 7-year-old son the other day, and it was fantastic. Bronwyn, I hope you're not saying that I have the mentality of 7-year-old. But if you are, that's fine. Your 7-year-old is obviously going to grow up to be a very, very competitive, talented, and brilliant human being at some point. The best hangout in PE is now the Spur and not the Golden Curtain. Okay? All right. Stop it now.
So this spur is quite popular.
Yeah.
They're all raving about this spur.
My son says Chris bought a pinball machine and plays it when he's pissed off with his wife. Okay.
Pinball is the.
Pinball, that can be fun.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
Apparently,
one.
some of these pinball machines fetch up to 50,000 Rand more and more.
Oh,
They're
snap.
expensive.
Yeah. I've never made money off pinball.
I don't think
before.
air hockey will cost me that much, right?
No.
I'm
no.
going to get an air hockey thing for my
Yeah.
house.
Get the
Telling you.
foosball also.
No, I had one of those.
You don't
So
like
we
a-
had one of those in our office, and my brother and I used to have one in because I shared a room with my brother for a couple of years. I mean, all kids, parents just throw you into one room.
Yeah,
and, get on
they'll
with
get
it.
along like
And
two puppies.
we had a foosball. It was a cheap one that my brother and I had, but we had a very fancy one when we started Cliff Central.
Yeah.
And for a while, people were playing it, and then eventually, I suppose people just get bored.
Yeah,
And
you
I
need
think if
new
I buy an
players.
air hockey thing, the same thing will happen. Eventually, they'll just end up outside. And, the rain will fall. And it'll start to buckle and bend, and I'll be like, "Oh, why do I waste money on this thing?" So maybe it's just a stupid dream.
People make the things fun, man. People make things fun. So if you're gonna buy your own thing, then make sure that people are coming to your house regularly to play the thing.
Don't know if that's gonna happen.
You see.
Yeah, you guys have just talked me out of it. I think I might have started talking myself out of it as well.
It's like those people who have a movie theater at their house. I'm like, that's cool, but
Yeah.
who's coming to your house? Let's talk. And how
Right.
often are they coming to your
Exactly.
house? Or else this is pointless
Because
now.
we all think, wouldn't it be cool to have a movie theater?
Yeah. And
But then you think about how you watch most stuff now. It's on your laptop.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's two people most of the time. It's you and it's one
Exactly.
person.
Yeah.
What are you movie theatering for? Gotta think it through.
We waste money, man.
Gotta think
It's
it
the
through.
funniest thing. I didn't have power for like a week and a half. My whole neighborhood didn't. So everybody, and I didn't have hot water or any of that shit. But the amazing thing is, I realized how much power you really don't need.
Okay.
Like you leave lights on around the house,
Yeah.
or when you go to sleep at night, you leave on some outside lights because it shouldn't be
Yeah.
like totally in the dark, right?
Yeah.
But you don't need to put on all the lights.
No.
And if you think about lamps inside the house, you could switch those things off. Because I was trying to conserve power.
Yeah.
And I realized how much stupid shit is on.
Yeah.
You,
Like
you leave chargers on.
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
We leave the Wi-Fi on, but we've left the house.
And you're
Like,
asleep.
switch it off.
Yeah.
What are you using Wi-Fi for?
Ridiculous. So I think we can all. I'm not going to buy this football. I mean, this air hockey table.
Table tennis.
Really not.
Table
That's more
tennis.
active.
But then, you also need your
And you
You
partner.
need quite a lot of
competitive.
space for competitive.
That is true.
Like table tennis, you can't just put up on the
On the
balcony,
side
you
of
know?
it. Yeah.
That's not going to work. I just got a football table, says Leon, creating a man cave with my pool table. Yeah, maybe there's still some merit here. Hello from Antananarivo in Madagascar, says Toki Ramelson.
Wow.
Hey, Toki, nice to have you on. That's a pretty cool place to be listening to us from.
Have you been to Madagascar?
No, I haven't been, but I want to go.
Yeah, please
Apparently
go.
it's fascinating. You've been?
No.
So
I
why are
need-
you telling me to go?
I want you to...
Sounds like you're trying to get rid of me.
Please go.
No one has ever come to me and be like, yo, I went to Madagascar, we did this.
Yeah.
Never.
Really?
And it's right here. It's like right here
I
off the
interviewed
coast.
a guy just a couple of weeks ago who said it's terrific. It's really very cool, and it's not super expensive, apparently.
Do you think it's like Durban?
Maybe a little more tropical because it's kind of it's further north,
Yeah.
so it's closer to the equator.
Yeah.
We've got people in the comments who've been to Madagascar as well. Look up Lectron Billiards for all table games, including air hockey. Okay. Where is your phone? I always see your phone right next door to your coffee mug. I actually like it that way.
Wow. Cheapers.
There we go.
OCD.
We got to be careful what we change on this show, or Zolela's never coming back.
That's a big change.
Wow.
Zolela. This is you got to find new things. You know what we'll do?
Adrian
Let's
Monk.
change it every week. We're going to move everything around and see if we can drive
she'll
Zolela
stop
crazy.
watching.
Okay, you can put a cover on it and protect it, or even get a solid top so it's a table when it's not being played on. Get one. The stories will be great.
Okay.
That's a good
All right.
idea. So you turn it into like the table if you like having a braai or whatever, eating around it. But you lift the top of the table and it's an air hockey game.
Is he talking about air hockey or table tennis? What is he talking about?
What is
No, air hockey. I don't have space for table. My neighbor just built herself a proper paddle court.
Ooh.
Now that's expensive.
Wow.
She must be really into it, hey?
Wow. At the house.
At the house.
Wow.
I don't know about.
Why at
You
the
play
house?
paddles?
I started
Oh, you did?
just a
You've done
couple
better
of
than
weeks.
me,
I
then.
wanted to go see what the
Fuss was
the
about.
fuss is
The
about.
hype was
Because I'm more of a tennis player.
Yeah?
Yes.
I love tennis.
Yes.
So when paddle came along, it just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just, as I said, a couple of weeks ago, I decided to meet up with a couple of mates and try it out. It was fun, like socially.
Yeah.
But, I still want to be competitive.
Did you win?
Yeah. It's similar to tennis. I mean, if you can play tennis, you can play paddle.
Isn't paddle like half tennis, half squash?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know.
I could never play
I,
squash.
I'm worried that if I do it,
You like
I'm
it.
going to like it. You know how many things in my life I've just said no to that could have been great?
Because you're like, once I like it, I'm going to be obsessed.
That's it. I'll become obsessed. And I know it will take up all of. I will think about it while I'm sleeping, and I don't know if I want that.
Match point. How
That's
do
why I
get
don't play
match
golf.
point?
Tennis.
Oh, what?
I
Golf?
won't do that.
You might as well.
If I had tried the first time and I'd been even a little bit talented,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have got into it and I would have been obsessed.
Golf.
Anything, dude, not just golf. Paddle could have been like that. Cars would have been like that. If I get into something, I get into it.
Yeah.
And then it takes over my life.
Yeah. For that period of time, at least.
I'm one of those people who, if I get interested in something, if I have a project to do,
Yeah.
whether it's work or otherwise,
Yeah.
and it's something I love,
Yeah.
and I'm thoroughly interested in,
Yeah.
wild horses cannot tear me away from that
Yeah.
thing. I will stop eating.
Yeah.
I will stop talking to people for a week.
Yeah.
I'll become so engrossed in that one thing, and I can't imagine a worse fate for myself than being obsessed with golf or paddle or something stupid like that, where there's no
okay.
real there's no prize. You know,
Yeah.
it's not like you
Yeah.
can make a living out of it. Not certainly not at
Too
my
late now.
age. So why even? Don't even dabble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't even dabble.
You sound like me with FIFA. Like,
yeah?
when I started to learn FIFA, but people had been playing for such a long time, so they're
Yeah.
all so good already. So when I started, it's also this obsessive thing to be like, okay, now I need to learn the whole thing.
Right.
Now I need to know how to do this. Same with Game of Thrones. I think when I started watching Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
everyone else had already finished it. But it was COVID then, so it gave us all a second chance to watch again.
Yeah.
Then now I know more Game of Thrones than the people who knew Game of Thrones
Then.
before.
The ones who watched it.
I'm
in the
telling
beginning.
them stuff, and they like,
Are
oh
you,
yeah,
do
yeah,
you have
yeah,
any
yeah.
obsessions, Libo?
Tennis.
Okay, you said you're obsessed. So do you watch things like the Roland Garros?
I'm
is on
watching
at
it
the
right
moment?
now. I follow it every day. I'm a decent tennis player, I would like to think. So, so decent. I think I could challenge anyone in my industry.
Oh, I think you should.
Anyone.
It sounds like you should be posting some of this shit so we
Anyone in my
can
industry.
judge for ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Also,
Please.
invite me and Gareth.
Please.
who
No,
wanna
don't.
come in.
I won't come.
We might have a panel
Don't bother.
thing next to the tennis.
Would you do celebrity tennis?
Not a chance.
Have you ever done celebrity boxing?
No, I would. I hate celebrities. I
surprised.
don't want to be around celebrities.
Oh yeah.
And also those things. They invited me once to do celebrity. I think it was either Big Brother or one of those. It could have been something else. It took me 2 seconds to say no, thank you. They invite me to be on shows. No, don't even invite me. I don't want to be on anyone else. I do this show.
Yeah.
This is, if you really want to see what I think or join in a conversation with me or ask me something or this show, this is perfect place. We're not going anywhere else. No, thank you. With peace and love. Like we were saying earlier, no more podcasts. Don't ask me to be on your show. I'm not interested.
No crazy campaigns.
No.
Do you still do some corporate campaigns and stuff?
Occasionally. So we've got some really cool clients we work with here at the Real Network.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I'll work with primarily. You know what? There are a lot of terrible people in marketing here.
Yeah.
Terrible people who don't know what they're doing, and I don't want to work with those people. So
Yeah.
I work with the people I want to work with.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've had to do corporate gigs.
Yeah.
Sometimes for the most dreary people.
Most of the time. for the
Yes,
most
and then they also give you a list of stuff that you should and shouldn't joke
so then
about,
the
right?
comedy is now not
Right?
on 100, it's now on 70.
Yeah. It must drive you crazy, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the ideal environments for comedy. As comedians, we generally do it for the money, honestly
Sure.
speaking.
Yeah, of course.
But it's not the greatest environment for a good old comedy session. No, not at all.
For sure.
Not at all.
Influence with the live amateur air hockey and tennis. Hey, that could be fun if we have like air hockey tournaments here as part of the show.
And you mic us up.
I don't know how much fun it would be for people to hear that click, 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 click the whole
It'll
time.
be like Yo TV.
It'll feel like a kid's TV program. It will, you're right. We can't do this. I don't know. I can't believe we've been talking about air hockey so much. this month. I feel so stupid.
We get stuck on certain topics.
Yes.
Strip club, air hockey. Those are-
Homotso says in the comment, paddle's not good for your knees.
I've heard this.
You think that's true? I think tennis is probably worse.
I would think so.
Yeah.
It's you do more running in tennis. I think it's you definitely do more damage.
To me, the knees things, to me, it sounds like the problem comes from the stopping and changing direction, and changing direction. Where at a tennis court, because you're running further, there's less of that. But I can imagine on a pedal court, there's a lot of stopping and chaining. And so I think your knees are constantly caught in odd positions.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that the most common injury with tennis players is the knees?
The knees, elbow, hip.
Yeah.
First
joints.
enhanced games are next May in Las Vegas. Need to see what some of these athletes look like already. Okay, so Dirk is bringing up Peter Thiel's enhanced games. Have you guys heard about this? This is the Olympics, but where they can take performance-enhancing drugs.
Oh, wow. That's wild.
This is going to be fun.
That's very interesting.
Right?
That's
Isn't this
freak
gonna
show
be-
stuff.
This is going to make the Olympics disappear into the back. No one's going to give a shit about the Olympics
Because
anymore.
entertainment value is with the freak shows.
And like I've said so many times, we don't care if they have a heart attack or an aneurysm or if they develop a tumor on their adrenal glands. None of that thing should be a problem for us as the viewers. if they want to become the fastest man in the world
Yeah.
and do the 100 meters in 5 seconds,
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
right? You're
Yeah.
going to watch that.
I would
I'm going to watch
definitely-
that.
Let's catch it on camera and then
So
let's never
thank
do
you,
it again.
Dirk. That's
I'll
a
watch
good
that.
one. I appreciate you reminding us. So that's next May.
Oh,
in Vegas.
okay.
I mean, that's the kind of thing I would actually go to watch.
Yeah. Even like
maybe-
the slap one, I'd be like, okay, how hard could you slap someone?
Justice, you could knock
Dwarf.
someone, you could kill someone if you slapped them hard enough on the right performance enhancing.
But imagine
drugs.
they also on steroids, so they also
Yeah.
have
So
like
they've
a
got those-
strong
They got like
neck.
fucking, they got carotid arteries like hose pipes.
Yeah. Like they pass out, but their eyes are still open.
Frightening. Comparing tennis to paddle is like comparing cricket to action cricket, says Dirk.
Dirk is
that's fair.
upset.
Fair.
All right. Can't be as bad as running is for runners. Oh, yeah. You know, the worst thing, and I feel bad, I see these people first thing in the morning running. Early.
Yeah.
This morning there were 2. I spoke about this on Monday. I almost killed this guy. He was running in the middle of the road.
Oh, snap.
But, you know, and it's dark at 5 in the morning
Yeah.
now. You see
Yeah.
people. They're not wearing reflective clothing
Yeah.
or any of that shit that these runners are meant to do.
Yeah.
But the runners, maybe it's because they're up early and they run in the sun in summer.
Yeah.
That ages them very badly. Eh?
Is it?
Do you think they age badly, the runners? It's interesting that you'd mention that.
Are you a runner?
I'd have to see. Me?
Oh,
No.
okay.
I do park runs every now
Okay,
and then.
oh, that's impressive.
That's fun.
That's good to do.
I would do
Yeah.
a park walk. Anything to do with
Yeah.
running.
Yeah.
No, not for me. I don't
Yeah, I think
I
that,
do
that-
park run.
I think that the weather is hard on the runners.
Yeah.
In the long run, they just in the long run,
Yeah.
they always end up looking like 5 years older than they should.
It's also the weight thing. Like if you are gaining weight, then a race comes, you're losing weight. You're gaining weight, you're losing weight. Somehow that sits badly on you in the future.
Maybe.
The fact that you constantly fluctuated weights between, because obviously your race day is probably your best weight. That's where you're coming in a perfect. But then I'm assuming after that you're eating again, you're having fun, and then for your next race again, you have to start
I don't
toning
know.
again.
The runners also they never look, because they're quite lean
Yeah.
and sinewy. They're quite wiry. 'Cause
They're
you
not
have to be, right?
attractive.
No, well, it's not. You know, like women, you want a bit of shape.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah. Yeah. And now the guys are also worse because they also look
guys
super
are wiry. The guys are like,
bony.
yeah, they look like they've been underfed.
They sometimes even have this thing here. This thing. And I'm like, dude. But get the gold though. Get the gold.
Yeah. You
But
go.
like-
You get the gold, runners.
You get the gold.
You do you.
Yeah. Make
You-
it make sense.
You look like you just come out of a concentration camp, but don't worry, you'll be fine.
Auschwitz.
Yeah, horrible. It's not a good look. Well, that's in our humble opinion. You might disagree.
Yeah.
Maybe there's someone listening to us now. You're like, oh, screw you guys. It's fine.
Yeah.
We don't all have to do the same thing. I'll be the air hockey champion. You can be the running champion.
I'll be
I'm
this.
seriously considering this air hockey thing, right? I'll invite you guys around. To play the first
Let's
game.
go.
Hire it for a
I'm keen.
month.
You have to plug that thing in, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's got like
Because
a
the air needs to
compressor or
blow.
something on it.
Yes.
Fuck, that's cool. I gotta have it.
And you get your friends to put in 5 rand when they want to
Look
play.
at this air hockey dining table. Could you also pass the pepper?
Oh, that's so cool.
That would be fun.
That is
All
so
right,
cool.
I think it's decided. I'm
That's
gonna
so
do
nice.
this.
You
All
pass
right,
the tomato
everybody.
sauce.
Well, listen. Is there anything you guys want to plug? Anything you want to tell people about? Shows that you might be doing? Stuff where people can find out more about both of you? Go on.
I'll go first if you don't mind.
Hit it.
Ladies and gentlemen, YouTube. So I recently got monetized on YouTube, which
Good.
means from
Nice.
now on, every video you watch is beneficial to my financial health.
Go and subscribe. Go and subscribe, like, follow, all that shit.
Prince the comedian. Thank you.
I actually would love to try and do that, you know. As I said, this is my first podcast. I
Yeah.
kind of live my life in my bubble.
We prefer that, man. That's why I was.
I'm
that's
trying
why-
to. Well, I'm trying to step outside of that bubble now and start exploring new
Yeah,
avenues.
but you seem
know?
like a really chilled, regular guy.
my life.
Someone people would want to be mates with. You know.
But that's the thing. You know, as like you, I keep my private life private.
Yeah.
Good.
No one knows.
Yeah, that's why all these
much.
fucking stalkers should leave you alone.
I keep my private life private.
cool,
But
man.
a lot of people want to see my boring life. I think my life is very or not as like it's boring.
Hey,
It's just the
if they
everyday-
want to see it, let them.
I'm thinking of doing this YouTube thing. Maybe.
Don't sleep on YouTube.
Yeah, I think this year I should start something.
Yeah, don't
All
sleep on YouTube.
Well, but we can follow you on social media. You
Yes.
got like 100 and something thousand followers on.
Yes. I need more.
130,000.
I'll give you
James
one
tells
more.
me what. How many people?
And,
How much do you have
just over 100
on Instagram?
180. Okay,
On
sorry, I got it
Insta.
wrong. 180.
That's not easy.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah, that's not easy.
That's very impressive.
Thank you. That's just my one account.
Just,
Shit.
yeah, that's
Okay.
not easy.
See, the guy can. He's got some clout to swing around.
It's cloud points.
All right. Very good. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you especially for joining us this morning. What is this? Judas says today has really been a proper bro show from start to finish.
Thanks.
Well, you get Leanna Mondays, you get Sims on Fridays. Not all spaces are girl spaces, all right? Fuck. Anytime there's a place where it's just guys, they why aren't we invite?
Yeah, the ruin of fun.
All right. But thank you. We take your point, Judas. We will see you on Friday. And we'll see everybody on Friday. Because this is a place for everybody. And we will see you at 6 a.m. So don't be late. I'll try my best not to as well. Sorry about being 5 minutes late this morning. Ciao, everybody. Be good.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Music make you lose control. Music make you lose control. Where we go now?